Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of mad actors will attempt to survive the fairy-strewn woods of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Jason Phelps, and I am joined, as ever, by Robbie Snake Charmer Bellekom, Sam Steak Palmer Burns, and Ellie... No, I've just forgotten it now. It was definitely something I was going to go. Was it? Shake Llama Sparrow.
Mine's the best. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the others all sound filthy.
And also,
what's a steak palmer?
Sam's vegetarian, so it's definitely not a steak palmer.
I was thinking like a wooden steak. I was stealing people's
I have no idea what I thought about it was filthy, but something was.
Steak palmer definitely sounds like a masturbation thing.
It does, but it doesn't sound like dick. It sounds like a word for lady bits.
Oh,
steak. Palming the steak.
They go off and palm the steak.
We're starting with the tone good and low today, Stowaways.
Yep. Only upwards from here.
I think we can definitely get our shovels out and dig down lower, darling.
Yeah.
And on the subject of going down, it's time for us to cast our minds deep into the pit that is the future, and ask future us, what news from the present? Hello, it's future Jason with messages from the present, you bleep, bloop, bloop. Our continuing sponsor, Libris Arcana, offers monthly or quarterly dice subscriptions. Head over to librisarcana.com, and for less than $12, just under £9, you can receive a set of 7 premium dice and 1 randomly selected bonus die every month to sate the will of the die-hungry beast below. This month's set is Sonic Boom! You know, I've written a lot of crazy stuff for this ad spot, and this week is no different. So let's celebrate succumbing to our crippling dice addiction with the blues. Take it away, sort of present me.
We'll roll the bone.
I've got a hankering
To roll the bone.
to take a chance.
To roll the bone.
The random number gods
We'll roll the bone.
will do their dance.
And roll the bone.
I've got to satisfy
Go roll the bone.
the beast below.
Come roll the bone.
The sound of rolling dice.
Go roll the bone.
The only way I know.
Bum, bum, bum.
I love the polyhedral toss, the glimmer and glitz I see, the crushing fall of a natural one, the gleeful nat 20. With 7 match dice in a sonic boom, and 1 random dice every single moon. Libris Arcana's keeping me satisfied while my dice cravings bloom.
Come roll the bone.
I satisfy the beast below,
And roll the bone.
and now I'm never bored.
I roll the bone.
Every month my collection grows.
Let's roll the bone.
I got a dragon hard! Listen up for a spot from our friends over at Prism Pals during the break this episode. We will be at UK PodCon on February the 2nd in Birmingham, so if you're there, do be sure to come along and say hello. Just look for the band of mad actors singing various sea shanties. And now, back to you, past Jason, you bleeping bleeper. I feel like I'm going to have to bleep a lot of that. Didn't think I could lower the tone much further, but yeah.
I felt filth, and only filth from the future.
In the grim darkness of the future, there is only filth. That's Warhammer 40k if Skaven had survived to that point, really, I suppose, but...
I mean, I was planning on talking about how Robbie's here and how cute that was.
Oh yeah, Robbie's is here.
How Sam,
Robbie's is here.
How Sam bought us alcohol that said Thursdays Nat 20s on it for Christmas. I was going to do a
lovely.
really wholesome thing at the start of this, and we've just talked about dick instead.
Good old Dick.
And
Starting as we
Yeah,
need
and
to go
steak.
on.
Dick and Steak. The new buddy cop on Channel 5. No, Is Channel 5 still around? Probably.
Yes.
Yes, Channel 5 still exists. What do you think the world's become?
I really
suppose she watches it, but
don't
it is.
watch terrestrial television much now. The internet has spoiled me.
Oh.
Spoil us all.
But yes, as mentioned, Sam has sent us some lovely Christmas present. We've still not yet hit Christmas, nor will we for the next at least the next episode, due to recording fun. But for you guys, I don't know, it's middle of January now.
You will definitely have hit Christmas.
You will definitely have hit Christmas,
And it may have hit you back, who knows?
who knows?
Yeah.
So. On that Santa Claus abuse themed bombshell, I suppose, on the subject of hitting Christmas,
Yay!
it's time for us to get our jolly old elf punching gloves on and return to Flintlocks and Fireballs. Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains, brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Previously on Flintlocks and Fireballs. The party, having been stranded in the great forest of Meadmere, have, after various dark and dangerous travels, and the better part of a week and a half, so a good 15, 16 days or so, at last arrived at the mysterious location that their companion, Fighty Gubbenswick, had been dragging them towards. What turned out to be the winter hall of the the fairy prince, Anwin. Anwin, for his part, proving to be a lord of very keen on his own particular brand of hospitality, required the party to eat what they were presented with, sleep where they were shown, and wear what they were given. Or else risk violating the rules of hospitality and giving license to Anwin and his court to make free with them with whatever enchantments, or even just killing and eating them as they will. Now, in order to request as a favour the use of Anwin's portal, the details of which are not yet known to most of the party, thanks to the Gerson Fighty, they have agreed to perform 3 tasks of Anwin's choosing. Having woken up the following morning to find that their uncomfortable sleeping conditions have been transformed into luxurious 4-poster beds, well lit by bay windows, the party, to varying degrees, equipped the clothes with which they were presented. Celestia was provided a severe, deep crimson nun's habit made of extremely itchy horsehair. Scamp was presented with a ridiculously heavy suit of full-plate armour, sculpted to look like a steel goat demon, which they have taken to wearing with gusto. And Corzin was presented with a midnight blue leather gimp suit, of which he is elected only to wear one of the cuffs while carrying the rest over one arm. So it's to satisfy the hospitality requirement of wearing the clothes with which you are presented, the terms of which are for at least a day. And the 3 of you, joined by Fighty, dressed in a very sober grey outfit, have joined Anwin and his court for breakfast. As you step out into the cavernous feasting hall, you can see that there is again the big fire pit in the centre is burning with logs, and the tables have been laid out with a series of various fruits, nuts. There's some yogurts. It's really, there's a lot of honey as well. Freshly baked bread. It's a much more appealing meal than the one you had last night. And Anwin himself is sitting at the head of his table and beckons you to approach. The tall, vaguely elf-like figure of Anwin the Fair, garbed in a long sort of classical, again, kind of reminiscent of sort of classical elven styles, robe. Well, I do hope you had a lovely rest. Please come, sit, have some breakfast, and let's have a talk about the favours I'll ask you for the favour you want me to grant.
Of course. Thank you for the clothes, by the way.
Oh,
Very kind.
I look amazing.
You do look amazing.
you do. I see you, and he looks over to Corzin. I see you're embracing the winter breeze today, are you?
I find it very bracing, in fact.
Forgotten how cold it was.
As mentioned, as all of the party did wake up in their underwear, so Corzin, you are literally just in your long johns with a single midnight blue leather cuff.
Yep.
Wow.
Your armor class is reduced by 1 as you are not wearing your usual sort of hardy vest.
That seems
Fair
fair.
enough. I mean, it wouldn't be any better if I was wearing the whole gimp suit, now would it?
It would be the same. It would be the same if you were wearing the whole gimp suit. Just about.
I'm so sad you're
Not
not
worth
wearing
it.
a gimp suit.
Not
It's
worth
so
it.
funny.
What does that make
No,
your armor
Corzin
class?
genuinely wouldn't.
No, I know he wouldn't. It's perfectly in
I
character.
think that pops your armor class down to 14. Speaking of armor class, I'm actually going to quickly inform you of this, Scamp. So, in the fucking full plate goat demon armor you're wearing, to begin with, your armor class is now 18.
Fucking hell.
That's the good news.
Yeah.
The bad news is, so you are not proficient in wearing plate mail.
Oh no.
So you have disadvantage on all ability checks, saving throws, and attack rolls that involve strength or dexterity, and you can't cast spells.
Why?
Somatic.
Just
Apparently,
armor.
that's the limit. You can't. Apparently, that's the limitation. You can't.
Jeez.
It says you can't cast
That's
spells.
really bad.
That's. I'm going to rule that you. Okay, that seems like. According to the
It's to stop you wearing armor. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
it is.
to stop you wearing armor. But let's rule this from logic. Taking a I'm going to slightly house rule this based off the old 3rd edition rules. You can cast spells with purely vocal components. That's not interfered with. Heavy metal doesn't mystically interfere with your ability to cast. But what it does do is it fucks with your ability to make the motions necessary in
Right,
spellcasting.
so I can't
Yeah, like I say,
cast
So if you want to
Somatic components.
cast
Command
if you want to cast
or Misty Step.
any spell that has a gestural, a somatic component, you will need to make a concentration check.
Okay.
And what's the DC?
10. Just as if you
Okay, so
as
you
if you'd
can't
taken
not
damage.
cast. You're just a bit fucked.
That's I'm going to rule that so that you're not completely useless for this entire day.
Yeah.
Because that would suck. Yeah.
But
I mean, I can take part of it off if I realise that.
Yeah.
Right.
true.
have you tried?
No.
Cool. So yes, while you're wearing this much armor, however, your motions are limited, so you have to make concentration checks to cast non-verbal spells.
Okay.
Fortunately,
Mechanically, is there anything that's wrong with me, or am I just upset?
yes, it is incredibly itchy. If you cast a spell that or have another effect that requires concentration and lasts more than 1 round, you will need to make concentration checks against DC 10 to keep your concentration because it is incredibly itchy. It doesn't do you any damage, but it interferes with your ability to keep your focus, as one might expect.
And that's Constitution?
Constitution
Yeah,
based.
cool.
It's essentially
That ball.
it's a con save, basically.
I have fucking brilliant constitution.
Yep.
So this is going to go really well.
This is...
Don't concentrate on anything.
I do have ones that aren't, so yeah, it could be worse.
This is actually a fair point. Since you are currently in an environment that is not quite as dramatic as the as the recap music, we're going to go to a slightly gentler...
We're having a very intense breakfast.
Very intense breakfast. As you sit down to a much more relaxed breakfast...
I'm not relaxed, fuck off.
Relaxed seeming breakfast. Corzin, the gimp suit, has no negative effects beyond the fact that you're basically half naked right now.
Does he count as
Yeah.
not wearing armour?
You are not wearing armour right now.
Good
Yeah.
to know.
In the same way that if you just put a pair of
Yeah.
leather braces on for the purposes of D&D, that's not really armour.
I might attempt
Yeah.
to cast something then, because that at least would... It's something I want to do anyway, and it would at least let me know that I can't cast easily.
Okay, go for it.
Slightly metagamey, but I'm going to try and cast Mage Armor on Corzin.
Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Is that a thing you can do that to other characters?
Yeah,
can't you?
it's
not like Shield.
Willing creature.
Willing creature.
It
Okay.
isn't wearing armor.
As you move to touch it, you find that clunk, clunk, clunk.
Oh dear.
This really limits your joints.
really hard.
Give me a concentration check.
Oh, that's really good. That's 24.
You really kind of have to force your way through the armor joints as you cast this, but eventually you tap your Corzin. You manage to wrap a piece of leather around Corzin.
Can I just use the leather cuff?
Yeah, you just tightly wrap the leather cuff, and weirdly, Corzin, it's the strangest thing. You feel as if your whole skin becomes tight, and your skin becomes tight and leathery everywhere.
You might need this.
For the next 8 hours, your armor class is equal to 13 plus your dexterity.
Modifier.
Modifier.
Can I be really cheeky, because I think I would have done this, and say that I'm wearing my waistcoat underneath?
Yeah.
Cool, because
Yeah.
I think if
no,
I know...
you can't. Shit, that's true. They took all of your
They took
clothes
it all.
items.
Yeah, cool. Okay,
so you
I
don't
will
have that.
go back
you don't
to
have your
normal.
cloak of. You don't have your cloak. Corzin, you don't have your boots.
Do I have my materials?
You have your materials.
But not
That's
clothes.
like your vest was stolen and then laboriously emptied out, and all of the belongings set out. So
Okay.
all of your non-clothing items you have your weapons, you have everything else,
I
but
just
they
need my
stole your
component
clothes
pouch.
Cool.
to be cleaned, according to the note that was
I
left.
would like to point out that I am a red nun with an offerclyde and a xylophone on her back.
Yep.
And a guitar. Just in case anyone needed that image.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's what's happening.
You look
Fantastic.
like a fun nun.
I am a fun
Fun
I'm the
nun!
most
Fun
fun
nun.
nun.
The Order of St. Fun.
I like to think that I've put the little habit on my head, but bits of my hair are just pinging out the front of it, like it's just sticking up out of the front of it.
Yeah.
I will
Nails
say
coming out.
they've probably would have left you your sunglasses,
Cool.
so you don't have to take disadvantage during daylight hours.
I'm going to wear my
would
sunglasses
seem a
with the
little
nun's
unfair.
habit for the second time in this
That is
podcast,
great.
which isn't a thing that I thought would happen twice,
Yeah,
if I'm
not
perfectly
really.
honest.
Brilliant.
So, as you settle down to a actually really quite tasty breakfast, Anwin expounds. So, I am, as each of you is asking the favour to go to make use of my gate, I will ask each of you of your 3 favours. For you, and he turns to Fighty. Well, I have my own task for you. I'll get to that last, but it'll be separate from the others. And he looks to the 3 of you, unless none of you are tailors, right?
No, darling, afraid not.
Oh, shame.
None of us. No.
Well, then you'll all have to do the same task for me. So, I would like you to fetch something for me. Someone, actually. You see, a dear old cousin of mine went out for a walk and got caught in a tar pit. They're so clumsy. Anyway, they've been there for a while, and I suppose I should send someone to go fetch them. So, if you head east... No, there we go. West, south, I think it is, for about 4 hours, you'll find a set of tar pits. Walk into the centre of them, find my cousin. You'll recognise him. He looks not a bit unlike that, actually. And he says, pointing to Scamp in the goat demon armour.
Right.
And yes, if you could find him, get him out of the tar pit and bring him back, that will be the favour. Oh, and as with all of these favours, you have until dawn.
Okay, so that's... Let me get this straight. Is that one favour?
That's one favour.
Okay.
I will have another favour for you tomorrow, and a third favour the day after.
Well, I mean, whenever somebody gives us a mission, we always ask them for information. So are there any threats we should be aware of, apart from, tar?
Well...
And the goat demon?
I am actually sending you away from the Wood Elves today, so that's not something you need to worry about.
Oh, good, thank you.
There's wildlife, always a concern. Some problems with insects, that sort of thing. Might want to keep an eye out for those. Otherwise... Well, yes, I suppose if there's anything living around in the woods... Haven't really been there recently myself. Maybe my cousin would know more. You can always ask him.
Will your dear little cousin be expecting anybody?
Oh, probably not. He's been there a while.
How long's
Will
a
he
while?
be pleased to see us?
Oh, I imagine he'll be pleased to see you. He's got a very sunny disposition.
How does someone go west, west, and then south? It's the west and then west again that's bothering me.
He
Or
looks
is it-
to,
or is it
he
one
looks to
direction?
Corzin to explain.
Is it west, west, south? Is that the direction?
No, is it... You look like according to the story you told me last night, you, little one, you're more of a sort of navigatory sort.
That's right.
So can you explain to them what I mean when I say west, west, south?
Celestia chokes on a drink when the fairy
West,
calls him little
south,
one.
west. I'm never sure. He points in what seems to be a random direction, but which you presume is west, south, west. Regardless, that way. For about 4
that'll
hours.
do.
Okay.
Yeah, Corzin goes on to explain that, yeah, in nautical terms, it is a approximation of the direction that doesn't
rather
actually
than
fall
like
between
directions.
two.
Rather
Yeah,
than going left and then turning right and then left, it's just one direction.
yeah, it's like
Right.
going west is sharp left if you're facing north, but
Let's go. I'm
not everything
confused.
is sharp left.
I'm
It's
not
okay,
There's a whole
We'll
90
explain it on
degree
the way.
arc
Let's go.
within that.
So, I suppose we'll see you hopefully in 8 hours.
Indeed. And in the meantime, he snaps his fingers and a pair of fatlings, the little fat, chubby little creatures, come out carrying a wooden platter full of just nuggets of raw native gold, and looks to fighty. As for you, Taylor, your task, you also have up until the morning. I would like you to sew this gold into a waistcoat for me. Chop chop! Right here then.
Rumple fucking Stillskin, yep.
And he looks over to you. Well, on you go, I suppose, unless you have anything
later.
else.
No, that's all good, thank you.
Clank, clank.
See you soon.
Cheerio.
As soon as we leave the building. God, I hate that fucker.
As you're making your way out, can I have a perception check, please?
Fucking hell.
Everyone?
Yep.
Is this a disadvantage? I'm guessing.
No,
No, is this just dex-based one?
it's perception.
18.
But I mean, the helmet isn't.
Yeah, it's
getting in the way.
only... No, it doesn't get in the way.
Okay,
It's got actually a surprisingly capacious visor.
lovely.
22.
9. I'm really perceptive.
Yeah, okay, so as you're leaving, there's a passageway near the entrance, like the main entrance, that goes down to where you saw the fatlings carrying food out of the, up for the feast repeatedly. And Corzin, you can just faintly hear the sounds of screaming.
Oh dear.
I point it out to the others and I say, never forget the sort of people we're working for here.
I think we just shouldn't think about it too hard, to be honest, darling. I don't think we're going to get anywhere by doing that.
Not much danger of forgetting.
Come on, follow the nun.
Yeah.
Corzin does.
You head out into the woods and kind of using the sun as a guide, begin trekking your way west-southwest. Corzin, assuming you're leading the way,
Yeah.
can I have a survival check from you, please?
Alright. Let's That's a 9.
So you're at least a.
Oh wait, no. It's sorry, I thought that was a 4. It wasn't. It was a 7.
Okay.
That's a. Come on, maths. 12.
Okay. So it's you are at least broadly making your way forwards. You are heading broadly west-southwest, and as you do so, although the trees are largely coniferous as you make your way forwards, and not carnivorous as far as you know, there is actually a thick layer of snow still around for the most part, although the layer begins to get lower and lower as you head off in the stated direction. You find yourselves leaving the usual thick treks behind you. And as you get forwards, the trees begin to become a little bit more sparse, as if the soil in the area maybe isn't as nutritious as it otherwise might be. They begin to become a little bit more thin, a little bit more spindly. Sometime here and there you actually see trees which are almost entirely denuded of pine needles that are just covered over with lichen and moss and other sort of more parasitic growths, and of course a fair amount of mistletoe, some of which is streaked through with the blue flowers that mark this area, the widow's tears, there we go, that mark this area as belonging to Anwen's court. A moment. So, as you're making your way forwards...
What are you rolling behind that screen, you bastard?
through all of this, you find yourselves... There's a moment where, I'm going to say, Corzin.
Right.
You're trekking forwards and you notice there's something that the trees in the area as you're going forwards are particularly denuded. And a couple of them are quite tall, almost entirely bare of any pine needles. And as you look around, you do notice that they just seem to be covered in lichen to them. They only seem to have... This particular tree only has about... I think both of these trees only have about 6 branches on them total.
Right.
And
That's
as
a
you
bit
look
weird.
up, you can see that there's just little kind of humps or domes of what you think is like a black fungus or something, quite about halfway up the tree.
Okay. Is it localized or is it sort of spread out all over the place?
Fairly localized. There's only looking at the 2 trees, you can see both of them have just a couple of these little nodules of black fungus.
Is that something I would recognise? Because mushrooms?
Make a nature check. If you
Like, that's ridiculous,
Yeah.
but like mushrooms are a thing in the Underdark, aren't they?
Can Corzin also
Natural
make a nature
20.
check?
you can as well if you want, but with a natural 20,
To recognise a fucking mushroom, as if that's what I got
recognise
20
a
on.
What a
mushroom.
waste.
I mean, it seems very appropriate for you. So with a natural 20, Celestia, you realise those aren't mushrooms. Those are 2 kind of round, shiny black insectoid eyes. And as you look up, you realise the trees, those 2 trees aren't trees. They are gigantic, stick insect-like things. Covered with lichen so that they resemble trees, and you've seen not these but a cousin of these before down in the Underdark, where they do a similar, where their cousins have greyish sort of chitinous exteriors and strongly resemble like stalactites or stalagmites until you get too close.
Okay.
Oh.
They haven't moved yet, but you realise these are forest mimics.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Oh.
I go, stop. You see those
What
2
is it?
trees over there?
Yeah.
There are a lot of trees, be more specific.
No,
Those,
no, the ones with the black bits on.
right.
those aren't mushrooms, those are eyes.
Oh.
And, those aren't trees.
So what do we do? Do we go really quietly, or do we just throw spells at them from here?
All of you hear a snapping sound from behind you, causing you hear another one off. If this one was from your right, you hear another one off to your left, again behind you.
Okay,
so maybe stealth's not going to happen.
I turn around to see if anything's moving.
Trees.
Trees are moving.
No, just more of these kind of
Oh, right.
barren-looking trees.
Were they there
Okay.
before?
Make an intelligence check.
Can I do the same?
Yes.
I have those.
Natural 1.
8!
You're not
Probably. The
sure
trees,
they're
right?
trees? It's kind of hard to tell. What about you, Corzin?
Intelligence, was that?
Yeah.
12.
Fucking
Okay,
hell,
yeah.
we're all
No,
so
two of the
stupid.
trees have moved
We're
about,
super
have
smart.
moved closer. They're now within 20 feet of you, but they're just standing there. Just trees. But now that you look up, you searching, knowing what to look for. You search. You can see again a pair of those little black fungus-like eyes on
Would
each
I
of
know-
those two trees.
Anything about what would hurt these things, or no?
With that nature check, yes, you would. You know that these creatures have. You know that they are immune to acid damage. You know that they, and you know that they also secrete a thick, sticky sort of resin, which they use to attach to foes.
Okay.
And and they also can secrete that same resin into your bloodstream
No.
if they can get their pincers into you.
Okay, so I'm going to say to the others, don't touch them, you'll stick to them. Also, massively poisonous, so try not to go near them
I'm
if you
going to
can.
keep my back to the others and watch the trees that we saw initially, so that we've got eyes on both sets of trees.
I think we should stand in a weird sort
Yeah,
of
that's a
triangle.
good thing to do because you
Yeah.
turn around and you realise those trees are now within 5 feet of you.
Oh dear.
They are just right behind you, those two trees.
Alright.
Maybe-
So you're looking at the trees behind you, the others are looking at the trees.
I would like to arrange us so that
Don't
we're stood in
blink.
a weird sort of back-to-back triangle and we can see all the angles.
I'm going to
Okay.
try
Yeah.
really hard not to blink.
So yeah, you're in a little triangle. Celestia, Corzin, Scamp. Scamp, you are like right next to you are two of the mimics. One of the mimics is within, and the other two mimics are they're a little spread out, but they're both about 20 feet away from Celestia and Corzin. Celestia and Corzin, you're both keeping an eye on the mimics.
How close are they?
So
So
you are
one within 5
so
feet of Scamp.
So yeah, two are within 5 feet of Scamp. They're about 10 feet from you and Corzin, because Scamp is behind you.
Mm-hmm.
One is 20 feet from you, Celestia, off at an angle. One is 20 feet from Corzin, off at an angle. I'll say the two of them are about 35 feet apart.
I think it's
Okay,
time to
makes
do shit.
sense.
I'm gonna cast Dissonant
Can I cast
Whispers. I'm
something?
doing
Roll
it.
initiative.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone roll initiative.
Ugh.
Natural 1. I'm
11.
not casting Dissonant
Natural
Whispers
20.
for ages.
Hey!
And I'm solidly
So
in the
that's
middle with an
24.
11.
Okay, so, sorry, that was a natural 20 from Corzin. What was yours, Scamp?
11.
Okay. And 20 for Corzin and 11 for Scamp. Okay, Corzin, you are up
Probably
first.
24 for Corzin, but alright, so the two that are close enough together, they're too close to us to risk just dropping a bomb on them, aren't they?
I mean, it would be pretty hard, because of the way they're angled, it would be hard to get both of them without getting Scamp.
Yeah, okay.
I'd say, yeah, there's no way to really catch them in a radius together without also catching Scamp.
Yeah, alright.
If Scamp moves, different story, but yeah.
Yeah, no, for the moment though, I'm going to have him draw his swords and hold the action to attack any of these trees that come within melee range of us and say to the others, right, move diagonally, get out of this kill box.
Okay. As you say this, the kill box closes in.
Shit.
The two mimics that are away, suddenly you see the lower branch, the lower sort of trunk splits, and a set on the bottom half, a set of 4 spindly insectoid legs branch out from a long chitinous tail.
That's really
When
cool.
pressed close together, they just look like the base of a tree. Up above, the branches also flex forwards, and you see there are actually 6 more limbs up above. This thing has about 10 limbs total. And these ones, what were hidden by lichen and pine leaves, sprout sharp-looking claws. And the 2 that were away just scuttle forward suddenly. So one is going to make an attack against Celestia, but the good news is you spotted all of the mimics now, so none of them get sneak attacks.
John Carpenter, eat your heart out.
Yep. So that's a 14 to hit Celestia.
That does hit because I don't have my waistcoat. So yeah.
Okay.
Also, actually, it
and-
would anyway. Herp derp. Ignore me.
So it slashes forwards with one of its limbs, and you see there is a thick pine, like a pine tar-like resin along it, and as it strikes you, it doesn't hit you with the claws; it just hits you with the flat of its arm. But you do take. Okay, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as it punches into you. But you also, the thick tar just glues straight onto your nun's habit, actually,
Oh, lovely.
and is now just tugging onto you. You are automatically grappled,
Okay,
so that means you cannot leave your current position. You can't move.
cool.
So you can act, but you're basically restrained. Okay, so at the same time, the other one is moving forwards to get Corzin. Same attack. That's just an 11 to hit. So
I'd had my action ready from the previous round.
yep,
So
and the moment it does, I'm going to say you are just close enough to hit the one that hits Celestia as well if you want to, or you can just focus your attacks on this one.
I think I'll focus both my attacks on this one.
Cool. All right, go for it.
That is... Nope, neither of those hit.
Were they both below 10?
They were both very... actually, one was an 11.
No. You strike. That one manages to strike the arm, the chitinous exoskeleton, but it is fairly thick chitin. It just glances off it.
God damn it.
Not
Okay,
quite
no.
enough. Okay, and you can't ready a bonus action, so that's gone. All right, and then the 2 that are next to Scamp. One of them is going to strike you with its adhesive arm, and it does. You are grappled by it, and you also... Oh, wait, no. Your armor class is 18. That was a dirty 20, so no, that does just make it. Got to remember your higher armor class
Yes.
during this. But it does hit. You take 11 points of damage, and you are
Hellish
grappled.
rebuke.
Okay. Hellish
Nice.
rebuke time.
I love hellish rebuke.
Just going to scream.
That's a failure.
14. Not great.
Nice.
Still a toasty and unexpected display. Okay, you blast it with flames which run up its length, cracking and charring the chitin. The other one, seeing that you are grappled, however, is... Oh, no. It actually is... It's best if it does the same. So it's going to reach in and also try and grapple you. That, however, it hits the goat armor, and you, before it can really secrete the juices, you just manage to shrug it off. The goat armor is now covered on the outside with this sort of tarry resin, but it's not glued. You're not glued to the mimic.
Juices.
Scamp, you are next.
Did fire seem to work alright?
Fire seems to work fine.
Lovely.
Not especially, but it's not
alright.
vulnerable, but it seems to work just fine.
Cool. I will Misty Step with my bonus action.
Nice.
Yep, because that just gets you straight out of
Yeah.
grapples. Misty Step is vocal only, isn't
Yes.
it? Yep. So,
So
where do you wish to go to?
30 feet in the direction we were going.
Okay, so Scamp, you are basically about 25 feet from Corzin, and 20 feet from one of the from the mimic currently glued to Corzin.
And I will. I should have done the other one. Too late. Oh well. I will try and twin a firebolt.
Okay.
I can cast a cantrip. I have an action still.
Yes.
So that I believe is verbal and somatic. Yes, it is. So
Just the one con save.
Oh, you're fine.
Lovely. That is
Okay.
another 24.
Nice.
That hits.
No, that's the con save.
Okay, right. Well, you definitely get these spells off.
So twinning one at each of the ones that have hit people that aren't me,
Okay.
or have attacked people that aren't me. Is that cocked? Is
That's
that-
cocked.
Yeah, it's cocked. Balls. It was enough. Ugh, less
Ugh.
good. 14 and 20 something.
Both of
Five.
them hit. These things are pretty large targets. They're quite easy
Nice.
to strike.
Okay.
So the one next to Corzin takes 6 fire
Oh, that is
damage.
rubbish.
Actually, these ones can fire. I'm going to get some different dice.
Corzin's one takes 6. Splinters the chitin a little.
I have no idea what that's meant to be. Oh, it was meant to be a 10. Okay.
Okay, there's some
So
slight
that's
issues
14.
with
I
14.
buy stupid dice.
Slight issues with
I have
these
to look to see what's
themed
missing.
dice. Let's see. Okay, put it down to that. Same as the other one. Okay. The two bolts of fire streak out and crack into their sides. These things look fairly hardy. Okay, Celestia.
Okay, so I am going to reach over my back and go meow on my guitar, and I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on all of them.
Okay, Dex
Nice.
6.
Because we've got a few. Yes, I believe. Let me just check. I think it's Dex.
Fail.
Yeah, Dex.
Fail.
And it's a 16.
Fail. Fail. Okay, all of them are immediately illuminated by just this ethereal purple glow.
Yeah, so everybody gets advantage to attacks.
Great.
Excellent.
It's creatures that I pick, isn't it? We always rule it like that.
Yeah.
It says any creature on the spell card.
Let me
Sorry.
check the
Ruled
rules.
it like this for
Sorry, I was just looking at it
27
'cause I wanted to know
episodes,
the
Robbie.
rate. I just wanted to know how big it was. And I
Let
read
me
the whole
roll.
thing.
Let me check. Because
It's not going to make any difference because if it's elective, then you wouldn't choose us, and even if it isn't, then
Yeah.
you're not going to attack us. We hope.
yes, but the problem is it makes everyone.
I swear it's
Oh, I
not that
see.
bad a spell.
Yeah.
Any creature in the area. when the
Oh, well, I
spell's
won't
cast.
do it then.
You can still get
fails a dex
two
save.
of them at least. Without getting
Yeah.
the others.
You can get 2 of them, no problem.
Okay, I'll get 2 of them. Cool.
Yep.
Without getting yourself.
So those 2 are both fairy
Sorry, I
fired.
was just reading
Yep.
over your shoulder.
It's I'm sorry, but like I've just never noticed that before.
Me neither. Just
So yeah, it's fair enough if that's that on this occasion like that. I can see why the rules are written that way, and I would actually rule towards them.
No, I
So
really didn't know.
I'm not going to house rule that one.
No, fair enough.
Because it's a fair way for the spell to work. Okay, so just to clarify, are you casting it on the 2 mimics, or do you want to pick a different spell?
I think how many mimics are there?
4.
I've lost track. 4.
I don't know why I put 3 fingers up.
That was
Not
very
that it makes a
confusing.
difference. Not that it makes a difference to you, listeners.
But to us, we're very confused. So I will do it. Maybe. Can I do it on the ones that have got me and Corzin without getting me and Corzin in it, or is that like cheeky?
Just.
Okay, cool. Because if I can't, that's fine.
You can
but, like,
just get those 2.
Okay, I'll get
so
those.
you got those 2 instead. Okay, they're now that you now have advantage to attack those 2. They are illuminated in purple light.
Excellent.
And then I will. Oh God, how do you even do this in a nun's habit? Fucking hell! I'm gonna like ping a little bit of my hair out the front, and off the end of my fingers, you see a little rainbow flash happen, and you will get 5 temporary hit points, and you can move if you can. Obviously, I don't think Corzin can, but still 5
Corzin
hit
can't.
points.
Yeah, because you're restrained, Corzin.
Yeah. I'm going to move
But
away
you
a little
can.
bit. I'll move away a little bit because I have plenty of range on my spells.
Yeah. Oh shit!
Am I
You're
restrained as well?
you're
I feel
in
heavy.
heavy armor, aren't you?
Does that reduce my speed?
It
I'm
reduces
guessing?
your speed by 10 from memory.
Cool. Then I'm now.
You're now 50 feet away from all
Still
of
pretty
this.
good. Like,
I
far
missed
away
his
enough that they
step the
can't
first
stick to
time,
you,
so-
which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're 50 feet away from everything. Oh, you're actually slower than Corzin for once.
Hey. It's going to make this 4-hour journey really long.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can't walk fast.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
clank.
Oh, I'm going to be exhausted. My strength is so low.
Oh, babe.
Oh. Okay, so is that everything you can do, Celestia?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm done.
because you takes an
Ooh.
action to break out of a grapple.
I'm also gonna
Hit
kick
points,
it
wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's why I didn't write
and be angry, but that's about it, really.
You ineffectually kick at it. Because actually kicking it would be an action.
Yeah.
Okay, top of the round, it's Corzin.
Okay.
You have advantage
So-
to attack these things because they're illuminated.
Sparkles.
Yes.
Okay, so that would be 17 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
Alright. Oh, off the table, sorry. Right, that's 8 slashing.
Okay.
And the second one... that's a 22 to hit.
Hits.
This green dice. That's a 9 slashing damage.
Nice.
And I get a third one, don't I?
Yep, with your bonus.
Natural 20.
Oh, nice. Roll critical damage.
Yay.
Okay. That's... That's another 9.
Total?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so that becomes... Alright, with a crack, crack, you hack off 3 of its... 3, and then with the last stroke you actually go down and get a second one. 4 of its 6 limbs.
Bloody hell,
of its
hello.
6 sort of arms. And kind of glutinous, dull ochre ichor seeps out and then seals over the wounds.
Oh, that's somehow really gross for reasons that I can't place.
The whole sort of tree-like mimic shivers. They make no sound beyond like the crackle of their movement, but it shivers as if screaming.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh
as
no,
my
like the
bonus
spider in
action,
Harry
I'm
Potter,
gonna-
where Moody
Yeah.
watches it. Yeah, we all went there. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
As my bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on
You
it.
use your bonus action to use your third attack. Don't forget that.
Oh, of course I did. No.
Okay. So that
We're not doing well today on remembering rules, are we? Fucking
it
hell.
does still have the arm. It does still have 2 arms, one of which is still glued to you. Fair warning.
Okay.
So the mimics will go next. The 2 mimics left behind by Scamp close in. So one is going to go for Corzin, one is going to go for Celestia. They are basically flanking you at this point now.
Oh, God.
Although I don't give advantage for flanking. So
Yay.
for this reason.
Fair.
You just end up in a conga line of death. Like, I flank you, you flank me, I flank them, I flank them!
Conga line of death. That's an interesting mental image that I have. The skeletons are having a lovely time, just in case anyone was wondering.
Everyone's just walking into a spiked pit.
Celestia, what's
This
your
is
There are
much
people
darker than
going
mine. I
out.
went to a skeleton party.
Mine got grim.
Celestia? That's a 14 to hit you.
Oh yeah, that totally hits.
Okay,
Yeah.
that hits you as you are at the moment. Cool. So
That would hit normally anyway. My armor class is normally 14, but it's
oh,
currently
13 because
yeah.
of the lack of shirt. That's fine. Corzin, the one swipes at you, but you miss it. One of the ones that had previously been attacking Scamp hits Celestia. Again, it beats you, and the shock deals 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and then it glues to you. You now have 2 mimics stuck to you. The one
fuck's
that's
sake.
already stuck to you
Not
is
doing
going
well.
to make an attack with advantage because it uses its arm that's glued to you for leverage. These things things have a special ability to do to take advantage
Frankly,
of
if
attack
I'm
rolls.
stuck
if they
to it,
grapple
it
you.
seems pretty fair that it gets advantage.
Yep.
Like, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like,
1 natural 3, 1 natural 20.
mate.
Jeez.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, this is not going to be great. So this time it takes one of its other claws, and instead of beating you with its resinous arm, it drives the claws down into your collarbone, around your
Oh,
collarbone.
mate.
You take. This is let's not forget to double this because of critical. So 14 points of piercing damage.
Down.
And 10 points of acid damage from injecting the glutinous resin.
I'm at 0 after 12, so I guess
it's not gonna kill you outright. But yeah, you watch as Celestia is grabbed, injected, and slumped to the. You kind of let out a
That's
scream.
not minus all of my hit points.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
You reflexively scream in pain before collapsing. Still glued to these two, by the way.
Oh shit.
So you are down. The one that is glued to Corzin.
Oh, the fairy fire's gone as well. Just throwing that out
True.
there because I'm unconscious, so that's gone.
Okay, the pink glow wipes out.
Yeah.
The ones on Corzin, that was a natural 15, so that one hits.
That doesn't hit because of the mage armor.
Natural 15, dirty 20, however.
Oh,
so
okay, no,
that does hit.
fine. Yeah, that would hit.
And it does a total of 10 points of damage, of which 6 are acidic. As it again it doesn't drive its claws into you, but it slashes across your skin, leaving a trail of just burning resin in the exposed flesh. It is agonizing. Okay. That's the mimic's go. It is Scamp time.
I guess I'm Misty stepping back. Because it's the only way I can get back. And that gives me enough movement left to get to Celestia.
Yep.
Love you.
And then I will use the
creepy statue.
the creepy statue thing, which the eel statue. There it is.
You're the best.
Cool. Using the heal statue doesn't require a concentration check because it's an object.
I'm not down.
Yeah.
So I'll
And
take
I'm
it,
going to
mate.
stand over you. Because I'm a big, heavily armoured thing
I'm
right
gonna wake
now.
up and go, ow, shit, balls. Oh.
Okay. That makes it.
I'm still stuck to it though, aren't I?
You are still glued to it, so you are actually hanging off one of its limbs under Scamp's legs. 2 of their limbs, actually. 2 of them are currently glued to you. So, Celestia, it's your go.
Okay.
It is an action to escape a grapple, by the way.
But there's 2 of them.
Yeah, actually, how does that
Can you
work?
break
That's
both?
up to you.
I would let you make 2 checks as one action.
Okay.
Is how I would do it.
How far away are you from me, Scamp?
I'm
Sorry, I
standing
realised.
on top of you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I can't do anything else. Yeah, I might as well break the grapple, to be honest. Fuck it.
Okay,
I was thinking, are you far enough to do a thunder wave? But you're so not, and I'll down you, so I'm not going to.
I mean, strictly speaking, yes. You would only be able to take out. You could take. Actually, no. You could take any two of the mimics from where you are. Either the one to your left and one Corzin, or the one to your. Well, the thing is, Scamp is under you, and Thunder Wave goes out from your hand, as it were.
Oh no, it goes out from me.
It goes out
doesn't
from
it?
you, yeah. But Scamp is under you,
Over.
over you.
Yeah. And also, I've always pictured it like it comes out from my
the skin.
person.
It comes out from your person, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
true. Scamp
I'd say if
is
it was
just
sharing
in
the
a
space, it would
Scamp
be...
is just in a position to take
Because
the
it
Thunder
says
Wave.
like range self 15-foot cube, so I've always pictured it like an uncontrollable
like,
explosion because I think that's a
No,
limitation.
you're right.
Like,
Scamp
that feels
not
right.
really an
super
option.
cool if it comes out of your whole skin. Like
That's kind of how I
vibrations.
pictured
It's
it, and I
really
like
No, you're
it.
quite. That's,
I don't think
A,
it's like
that's awesome,
directable.
and B, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really.
It's
Scamp,
how sound
Scamp would
wave
have to stand
work.
behind you.
Because that's the dick with Thunderwave. Like the damage is really good, but it's not great in terms of like where it is. So I won't do that. I'm going to try and break the grapple.
Okay. Give me 2 separate acrobatics or athletics checks.
Acrobatics, please. Cool. 8.
Okay.
That 19.
Okay. You manage to tug and slip, and a little bit of the nun's habit rips off. So you're free of one of the mimic's grapples, but you're still grappled by the other one. Which means you
Am I like upside down? Like how is this working?
Yeah, like you're kind of like hanging by one arm, which is still stuck to the mimic underneath, while Scamp is kind of standing, legs akimbo. That's not how it works. Striding, so wide horse stance. Saddles. It's got a wide kind of rugby stance.
I'm not picturing what you're picturing. I'm so sorry.
Right, you're lying on the ground, but pulled up on by one arm by the mimic glue,
Okay.
while Scamp is standing over your torso.
I don't think I'm tall enough for that. Legs, maybe.
Legs, let's say.
Yes.
Legs, yeah. That would work.
I think now I'm picturing it.
Okay.
Cool.
This is not an image I expected to describe.
I mean, while I'm down there, I'm gonna go, Scamp, you look fucking amazing, and I'm gonna give you inspiration.
Thank you.
Nice.
The armor's really cool. Ow.
So I guess let's use inspirations of D8 now.
It is, yeah, so you get D8 when you want one.
Okay.
I think it lasts 10 minutes.
Yep. Top of the round, it's Corzin time.
Okay. Corzin is going to direct his attack to try and sever the limb that is binding him.
Okay, I'm gonna call this. This is an interesting thing. Let me just check the grappling rules because I'm gonna just check in case there is a rule for this. I know how I want to rule it, but just in case there is a specific one that's written.
Okay.
Grapple, 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 grapple. There we go. Escaping a grapple, succeed in athletics or dexterity. Okay, I'm going to call this an athletics check, basically. But you can, but I'll let you still take an attack as your bonus action if you want to after this.
Fair enough. Okay. So, athletics first.
Yep.
That's a natural 1, but lucky.
Lucky.
Okay, that's much better. That's a 23.
You strike down. You crack the base or like the arm that's holding onto you enough that it tugs loose and it recoils again with just like a sort of vaguely chittering cracking sound. Doesn't seem to be seriously injured by it, but you've still got your other sword you can attack with if you want to.
Okay, I shall do so. That's a dirty 20.
Okay, roll
Nice.
damage.
That's another 8 slashing damage.
Okay. You strike down, and this time you chop off just the end of that arm, which again begins to bubble up with yellowish ochre ichor.
Oh, so gross in my head.
It's just taken out the stabbing bits. Okay, that's you. The mimic's going to go. The mimic that you've just severely denuded of arms is going to take a disengage action because you've injured it enough that it's fearing for its life, and is going to immediately move 20 feet away.
Smart.
So yeah, that one's just like nope. It immediately
It's noping out.
it takes its long spindly legs, and slower than you can walk actually, though not currently slower than Scamp can. It begins spindling away. The other one that didn't manage to attach to you, I don't think, is going to make an attack against you, Corzin.
Okay.
Dirty 20. So
That'll hit.
it connects, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are now grappled again.
God damn it.
But hey, at least you're only facing one this time.
God.
Yeah.
The two over Scamp, they're going to go for... No, they can't I'd say, because Scamp's standing over Celestia, they'll have disadvantage attacking Celestia. So at this point, they might as well go for Scamp. So, 19 to hit Scamp from the first one. The impact kind of reverberates through the armor, dealing 5 points of bludgeoning damage and gluing you to the mimic. The second one, fucking hell, dirty 19. Dirty 20 this time. Again, smacks into you, does 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and is now
Bloody hell.
glued to you.
Where are you at? Are you up?
Yeah, half hit points on that.
Okay.
Glued creatures.
Forget I have so few hit points
Do I have a
comparatively in
free
this
hand?
party.
You do have a free hand.
Cool.
They're kind of stuck on the exterior of the armor, which makes it Scamp's go actually.
Okay. And I'm directly above Celestia, aren't I?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to attempt to cast Mage Armor. You're not wearing armor, are you?
No.
Cool. I'm going to cast Mage Armor on Celestia.
Don't you have like
Does that
low
mean it'll
profile
go away
armor as
from
part
me?
of your? No, you're not wearing armor
I'm
because
not wearing armor.
you're in your fucking thingy
I'm
bob.
in my nun's habit.
You're in your nubs habit. You're right. So yeah, give me a concentration check.
Okay. That's fine. That's 13.
Oh, you're twinning it, of course. Yeah.
No, it's not concentration or anything. It's just lasts 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's only a concentration check as the armour.
So it's
Right.
13 plus your dex, so it takes you up to 15.
I mean, that's pretty good. I'll take
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, I should have done that sooner.
Thank you.
And then... Oh, how bad do I think these are as a thing? I mean, they seem pretty threatening, right?
Pretty horrifying, I'd say, yeah.
They took
Okay.
one of us down, more or less.
Yeah, okay.
I've been down, yeah.
Can I use both these at the same time? I'm not sure I can.
What is it?
Oh, wait, no, I can do it. So I'm going to quicken the mage armour, then I can twin a cantrip.
Cool.
Awesome.
Which
Those
uses many
Those
points.
two extra sorcery points are really coming in use.
Well, they will do in a minute because I'm about to run out of my normal ones.
Oh, God.
And I will cast Frostbite.
Oh, nice.
I love frostbite.
Nice.
So that does take... Somatic... so it's a D8, right?
Yeah, you made the concentration check for mage armor.
The mage armour, yeah,
Yeah,
it was
so
13.
Celestia, as they quickly reach down and tie a quick bit of leather around what's currently the hardest bit of you. Sonic, your sun, the one of the arms of your sunglasses.
Yes.
You feel the strange metallic feeling stretch across your flesh, as if all of your skin was made of tin. You reckon?
That's
Am
pretty
I
cool.
shiny?
No, but you feel as if you should be. It's weird.
I'm going to use my inspiration, which takes me up to a 10 con
Mate.
save.
Okay, you make the save.
That's
You
what I
make the
needed.
save.
Jesus.
And then it's a con save from them.
Okay.
If they make it, it's going to be really annoying because I've wasted so much stuff.
One of them makes it.
Balls.
The other one does
This is
not.
16 DC, in case you...
It was a natural 17.
Yeah, fair enough. I figured they probably...
So the other one does though. So what does happens on Frostbite?
6 cold damage and disadvantage on next attack roll
Nice.
before end of its next turn.
Nice. Okay, one of them has disadvantage, and you watch as the resin freezes and cracks around it, and parts of its chitin just break open, revealing more of that goopy ichor within. Okay. That makes it Celestia's go.
I don't know what to do. I'm having a moment. Shit. How nearby are you?
I'm on top of you.
You're still on
I
top
didn't
of me.
move. I'm grappled.
Oh, break the other grapple. Fuck it.
Okay.
I might as well.
Give me an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
I mean, acrobatics. I forgot to say it before I
Yeah.
rolled the dice, but it's always acrobatics. That's a 7.
You try and tug, but this thing is like you can't get out of this fucking habit.
Wasting so much bullshit. God, what can I do as a bonus? I mean, Corzin, you're fucking terrifying when you fight half naked. I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna give him inspiration.
Okay.
Okay.
Causing you feel sort of that rush of confidence
Get back on a short rest
from
now,
your
might as
friends. Yep.
Ah!
So it's a D8,
I
mate.
wish I got stuff back.
Okay, D8. I shall put one aside.
Okay.
Monk needs to get stuff back.
Yeah, you got to use it in the next 10 minutes.
Okay, cool.
And yep. All right. So that being the case, Corzin, top of the round.
Yep.
It's over to you.
Okay. So this remaining mimic, I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on,
Okay.
and then I'm going to attack. Okay, that's dirty 20.
That hits. Roll damage.
That's 7 slashing,
Okay. Plus Hunter's Mark.
plus Hunter's Mark. A further 2.
Okay. 9 points of damage still.
Rangers.
It's the first crack that's been delivered into it, which spreads down its side.
Yeah. Can I use my movement to? Oh no, is it? It's grappling me.
It's not grappling you. That one hasn't actually managed to grapple you yet, I don't think.
Okay, I'm going to use my movement to try and maneuver myself between it and.
Oh no, no, you're right. It did grapple you. I haven't put the
Okay.
grapple note down. put that
All
little G on there. But no,
In
it
which
did
case-
grapple you at the end of last time.
Okay, so I'm just hacking away at it while grappled.
Yeah. Yeah. Being grappled doesn't affect your ability to attack it. It just means you
It's
can't.
just fucking annoying.
Your speed drops to 0, basically.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's all I can do, isn't it?
Have you taken 2 attacks against it?
Actually, well, no, I've just done the hunter's mark.
You did a hunter's mark. You took 1 attack against it. You get another attack because you get 2 attacks per.
Yeah. Okay,
action.
so that's 21.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage.
Excellent. That's another 9.
Okay, it's
Slashing.
all about whittling this thing down, including your hunter's mark damage.
With hunter's mark, that's further 1, so 10 total on that attack.
It's still about whittling it down. It's now all of them are at least somewhat injured.
Slash.
Hack off an arm. You crack its central kind of chitinous torso.
Father always said I should have been a lumberjack.
God, you're a twat.
Okay, mimic time.
Oh no.
So mimic, which is currently glued to Corzin, that hits, and it slashes you, dealing a total of 16 points of damage
Oh,
as it leaves the acidic spray as it rakes you. The one that's currently glued to you but doesn't have advantage. One is glued to you, Scamp, but doesn't have advantage, so it's going to take it with it as a straight roll. That's a natural 5, so it strikes you, but it clangs against the armor, being slowed by the effects of of the cold. The other one, however, does have advantage, and that's a natural 19. So you take 9 points of damage from the rake as it just manages to catch one of the gaps in the armor and shoots a jet of hot resin inside. Okay, that makes it Scamp's go.
okay. We've got 3 on us, haven't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, one. Oh yeah, the remaining one dashes 40 feet away, scuttling into the woods.
Excellent, that'll do.
Oh. I guess I'm going to try and twin a frostbite again.
Okay, go for it.
There's not much point attacking only one of them. So I'll see if I can concentrate enough.
Oh,
Yeah, just. That's
Okay.
a 10.
You hold your concentration.
I thought that was a 1. It's a 4. It's fine.
Good,
very
good.
close to failing then.
So 2 con saves.
Yep. Okay. Annoyingly, this time round, the one that you froze before resists, and the other one makes it.
Great.
Is it no damage on a save?
Yeah, no damage. It's a cantrip. so-
Cantrip, yeah.
That's 5.
Okay.
It's the only thing I can do in melee. Everything
Yeah.
else is range.
Fair.
Okay. You see it's, again, chitin kind of cracks and splinters a bit from the cold.
Okay, things
Can
I
you
have.
bonus action anything?
No.
Okay. Corzin. No, not
Okay.
Corzin. Celestia.
No.
That's wrong
I thought
C.
that was a bit
Wrong
quick.
C on my list.
Sorry that we both have names that begin with C. That can't be fun for you. Oh, I think I'm going to give up breaking this grapple for a little bit. I'm bored of that being all that I'm doing. It's not working. So Celestia's going to get frustrated and just go, "Let go of me, you little tree bitch!" And she's going to cast Dissonant Whispers at 2nd level. So
Nice.
that is a wisdom save. I'm hoping their wisdom isn't high because they're fucking trees, but who knows?
Their wisdom isn't high, but
Did it fucking save?
it rolled a 19.
Arse.
Fucking hell. Sorry,
So-
my dice are apparently feeling
so
vindictive
annoying.
today.
Yeah, your dice are in a good mood.
I've rolled a lot of 4s and 2s. It's
Yeah.
really
Well,
irritating.
it still takes half damage.
I'm really
so-
glad that 4 is enough for you to make your con saves.
Deeply mixed. Hello.
Very
7.
high con because squishy.
So it's 13, so we halve to 6.
Oh
waste of a second level spell.
It does at least. You do at least see it chitter and shiver and react as if something is hurting, and it kind of scratches at its own bark. Chitin.
Yeah, it's psychic. I don't know if that affects anything. But
It doesn't appear to be vulnerable to psychic damage, but
didn't
it's
think
affected
so,
by
but yeah.
it. Okay.
And as a little bonus action, I think I'm just going to go ow and cast Healing Word on myself. So, because I'm going to go down in one more shot if I don't. So we're going to do
Your
that.
healing word is ow.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, that's really good. Yes, Healing Word. I say 9. Ha 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 ha.
Okay, now it's Corzin Scamp.
Okay. Hacking it away again. Oh, that's 9, so that won't hit.
No, 9 is not enough to hit it, sadly.
Okay, second one. Mother funster. That's a what?
Well, what was your
That was
second?
a 10.
Okay, I feel like I should remind you that you do have inspiration from Celestia.
Yeah, it's a
That
D8.
is true. That is very true. I will roll that for the 10. Okay, would a 17 be more
That
to your
is
liking?
enough. That is enough.
Hey!
Okay, thank you,
I
Celestia.
love when
All right.
inspiration makes a difference.
You're welcome,
Yeah.
darling.
It's so satisfying.
Love it. when that
Okay,
happens.
so that's 8 slashing damage plus the Hunter's Mark. 9 slashing damage.
I like to think that the Rainbow Spirit just sort of flies over and corrects his grip slightly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, no, thumb up.
Or distracts the mimic slightly so I can get a slash in.
Okay, and do you want to use your bonus for a third attack?
Yes.
Go for it.
Oh, yeah, that's a 25.
Okay, that
Nice.
hits. Roll damage.
Right. 7 slashing damage.
Okay, could make the difference. Enough for... Is that below? Yes, it is. Okay. So the one next to you, Corzin, is going to... You see it seems to secrete a clear gel of some sort over the resin that's glued to you, and the resin dissolves. It uses the disengage action as it's now on low enough health, and is going to...
only one still stuck to a tree.
No, I'm still stuck to 2
Yeah.
trees.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
I've lost track,
Can't be
sorry.
2. Must be 1.
2.
You can't.
No, you broke one of them. I think.
I haven't broken
Sorry,
any of them.
you didn't break any of them, but one hit you and one didn't. No, sorry, you're still stuck to one tree. You're stuck to 2 trees. Well, mimics.
Yeah.
So you, Celestia, audio format, are stuck to 1 tree. You, Scamp, are stuck to 2.
We're stuck to the same tree.
Yay! Tree friends.
Yeah, no, the mimic disengages and is going to bugger the fuck off. 20 feet away, as the other one, by the way, has now scuttled far enough away that it's out of view.
Fair enough.
And is probably hiding and pretending to be a tree somewhere, while it is very injured. That makes... The other 2, however, are going... Okay, one still has disadvantage, so it's going to roll... Fucking hell! 17.
Who was that against?
You, Scamp.
Was that a natural 17?
Natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you proceed to take another 10 points.
I'm down.
Okay. And
No.
you slump to the ground.
Okay.
The other one, who at least isn't one of the ones that's glued to Celestia, is going to try and hit Celestia. Shall I just get some new dice out? Because I've not rolled below. I feel like I've not rolled below a 15 in this fucking.
They're the same
fight.
dice.
The
you
same
always
dice I
use.
usually
This
use.
is
Used them all the time.
Yeah.
This is
Really
just
bad
random.
luck. Celestia, you take 5 points of damage and are bludgeoning damage and are grappled again.
What, so now I'm grappled by 2 again?
Now you're grappled by 2.
For fuck's sake.
Scamp is down. Okay, Scamp. Roll death saving throw.
Shit.
17.
Okay, you're fine. Celestia.
I mean, I'm going to look at Scamp for a start and go, get up! And I'm going to cast Healing Words.
Yep.
I'm assuming that I can reach none of my instruments because I'm fucking grappled by 2 trees.
No,
so...
it doesn't actually stop you reaching your instruments.
Oh, okay.
You just can't get out of the space because
Yeah.
they both of them have effectively got
Clearly.
one shoulder. like one shoulder and your back, so you can still grab your Alphaclyde and stuff
Okay, cool.
with as much ease as you usually have grabbing your huge fucking Alphaclyde.
I imagine it's more that it's well practiced.
Yeah,
than
it's just
easy.
really well
I do it all the
practiced.
time, so I'm good at it. Oh, this dice is loving me today. Ice cream dice. Thank you. That is 9 points to Scamp.
Lovely.
Of healing.
Okay.
Are you still that close to me?
Yeah, we haven't moved.
Fucking hell.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you're on the same
I'm
tree.
grappled.
Of
You're
course.
actually at this point,
no, that
Scamp
wasn't a
has
slight at
fallen.
you, that was
Scamp
Scamp.
actually falls over onto you and then rolls off to the side.
Well, I'm just not hanging between
Actually,
two
yeah, you're
trees.
sort of on you, but kind of suspended by these two
This is horrifying.
mimics.
It's the worst. Trying to think what's my best move here. Which one is more damaged?
Of the two of them, the one that I'm going to say, like, there's one to the left, one to the right. The one to the right is more damaged
Okay,
because
cool.
both of them are grappling both of you.
Well, I'm going to turn to that one
Mm.
and say, you're just a big fucking stupid stick insect, and I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers at level 2. Again.
What's the save?
Wisdom.
Is it 16?
Yes.
15.
Hey!
God, thank God for that. Okay, that could actually be really helpful as well, because it now has to run away to its
Yeah.
full movement for a start.
You're attached to another tree, so
I
you
am.
it can't take you with it.
But still, okay, so that is 6, 10, 13 damage, and yeah, it has to
Immediately run.
as
Okay.
fast as its speed allows away from me, because
Yeah.
it is scared of me.
Okay, it secretes from both of the arms that are grappling you and Scamp a thick, clear gel which dissolves the resin, and immediately all 6 of its legs all 4 of its legs immediately just start skittering away.
Good. I mean, hell,
I mean,
it's
guess
one
yeah,
grapple
Scamp.
now.
If you want to try, if you wanted to try and take an attack with so much disadvantage to punch it as it goes.
I mean, I might as well.
Yeah,
Why not?
There
if you want to use up your reaction, why not?
It is
You've
going to
got
literally.
gauntleted fists.
Yeah, but my strength is -1.
And you have disadvantage on the attack.
So to punch, what is that? That's
It's just-
+2, so that makes it a 7.
As it leaves.
I mean, I technically have a dagger on me. I just never hold it
Yeah.
because I don't know what to do with it. I think I eat with it mainly.
Aw.
Oh, it chitters and sort of scurries away. Well, it doesn't chitter. It just kind of its chitin makes a clattering sound as it moves. Okay, so that's that mimic running. I think that's Celestia's go. Yeah. You
I feel like I just went.
Yeah, no, I mean that was your go.
Yeah.
Oh, herp derp. I'm sorry. My brain went funny because there was a reaction from
Your
Scamp. You know how sometimes it
speed
just
is
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so your speed is 0, but it's not completely. But it costs half your speed to stand up. So I guess as a free action, you can stand up if you want.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, you stand up.
Like,
Still
I
glued to
might
one
as
of them.
well make my life easier later.
Yup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Half of Zero Masks fans.
Yep. Corzin, over to you.
Alright. Now, I am a little ways away from them, aren't I?
No, you're like 5 feet away from them and 10 feet away from the mimic that's still attached.
Okay. So I'm far enough away that I wouldn't have disadvantage if I were to use ranged weapons.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I was gonna take out both my pistols and put one into each, but as one mimic is now running away, I'm just gonna transfer my hunter's mark to the one that is still grappling them,
Yep.
and empty both pistols into that.
All right.
Okay.
It's that's a little dodgy because I'm gonna allow it because you would not because it's an attack with the pistol and a bonus action to attack with the other pistol.
Yeah.
But it's a bonus action to transfer your hunter's mark as well.
Oh, in which case then I won't transfer the hunter's mark. I will
Cool.
leave it on the one that is
Yeah.
still retreating.
All right,
I
cool.
think it has to be dead to transfer it.
And it has to be
casting
dead to
again.
transfer.
If I'm,
Oh,
I
does
might be,
Yeah,
I might be
no, I
misremembering.
think
It's
it
been
does.
a while
I
since
think
I
you
ranged
can
it.
transfer it to...
Let me double check.
Well, you're not doing it anyway at the moment. So
You're not
look
doing
at
it anyway,
later.
but just quickly for future reference.
I've never been a ranger and do not know.
Yeah, if the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn to mark a new creature.
Okay, fair enough. That's all
I've
good.
got honey over everything I own, just so everyone knows.
How have you done that?
I don't know. We put the honey
Near
away.
you.
Okay,
You're hitting
so the
peak
first,
Scamp right now.
There's really good honey.
Sorry,
the first one is an 11.
That's not quite enough. The bullet hits and it glances off the armor.
Okay, second one. Oh, that's much better. That's a 25.
That hits dead on. Roll damage.
Okay, as that was the ice cream D20, I'll have the ice cream D10.
Yay.
Yay.
And it's a 10.
Oh,
Okay, so
nice.
that's a
10
grand
ice
total
cream,
of 14
damage.
percussive damage.
Damage. Okay, that takes it
want
down
10
to
ice
a
cream.
golden number of 20. Alright. Do you want to move or anything else, or are you happy where you are?
Yeah, you know what? I think I am. Now that I've shot that, I might as well move into melee with it.
Okay, you move up to it, drawing, holstering your pistol, drawing your sword. The mimic's turn. You hit the golden number, and it's going to use the disengage action, secrete 2 sets of clear gel to dissolve the resin, and immediately bugger off 20 feet.
Something about the word secrete that's just awful, isn't
So,
Yeah.
so awful.
The
Yeah.
other
bad.
the other mimics again flee further into the forest and begin the process of finding quiet places to hide and pretend to be trees for a while they heal.
It's one of the prerequisites for life. As we determine it.
Scamp, you are. It's your turn. Guys, do you guys want to pursue or continue attacking the
I
mimics?
mean, well, they're in range, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right then.
Yeah.
It's your
Really,
go. The
hammer
mimic
home,
is.
don't come back.
Yeah, the mimic is 20 feet away from you.
I
The
will-
other mimics are 60 feet away.
I'm going to attempt a firebolt. Oh, lovely. 13 I can attack.
Yep.
For this one. That's not very good though. That's 13 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, lovely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, let's roll the big dice.
They don't have a high AC. It's just higher than 11.
Oh, they didn't roll well. That's an 8.
8 fire damage.
You see it it wobble and shiver as it continues to scramble away on its really unsteady leg arrangement. Celestia?
I'm gonna go, yeah, don't fucking come back, and I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
Oh, that was a natural one.
Yes. That is. That's a 1 damage.
Level 5, you're 2d4
Oh no,
now.
it is 2d4. I'm sorry, I always forget. It's 5 damage.
That would have been hilarious if it was
Okay.
level 1.
Yeah,
It
and
shitters, it stumbles unsteadily. It's not quite enough to kill
it's
it.
got disadvantage on whatever it happens to next attack.
Okay. And Corzin.
Okay. Yeah, if it's still in range, I'm going to take the carbine off my shoulder and shoot it with it.
Go for it.
Okay, that's a 22.
That hits. Roll damage.
That's 12 percussive.
Okay, as you this time you strike it just in the base between it, where its 4 legs join on and its tail, and the whole thing just splinters apart in a shower of ochre ichor, and the top hits the ground and just starts wriggling and writhing soundlessly for a short time before its movements grow sluggish and it eventually stops.
I need to say Ochre Iker at least
Ochre,
3 more
Iker,
times
Ochre,
before I
Ochre,
can move on with my
Iker,
life.
Ochre,
Ochre, Iker,
I love it.
Ah, so good. Anyway,
As you look around, the I'm going to give you inspiration for that.
Thank you.
One-liner inspiration.
I never get inspiration because
yeah.
I give it to everyone else, so I appreciate that.
So the
Yeah, so let's just stand there going, Ochre, Iker, Ochre. To
It's a tongue twister.
yeah. So the other 2 mimics have fled into the forest. They seem
not
to.
within 120 feet.
Okay, Scamp, you can see one of them, which is currently hiding and pretending to be a tree. It is within 120
I will
feet.
try, because why not? Ooh, yes, that was a 3. It's a 13. That's alright. So that's 19. I can attack.
Yes.
That is 20 something.
That hits. Roll damage.
Many. 11.
You see this slightly flaming for a few moments mimic scurry away out of its hiding place and continue scrabbling on. I guess Celestia and Corzin, you can take pot shots at it if you want. It's 9. It's a good. Yeah, it's like. It would be 100 feet away at this point.
I'd have to. Oh wait, no.
With
That would
a
just be in
flintlock.
range of the carbine.
Is that
Nah,
disadvantage?
Flintlock would be. Flintlock, you've got 30-90, so you could move, but it would still be disadvantage.
Oh, was my bow still set up?
Your bow's still set up. You've not told me you've taken it down.
You know what, it would be because we're still in the forest.
Yeah.
I've had no reason to take it down yet. So, yeah, I'll take a pot shot at it with my bow, why not?
Yeah.
That is 23.
Nice.
Nice. Roll damage.
Oh, that's really good. That's an 11.
And this time
Rolled an 8 on the Neapolitan. I love it this day.
As the arrow sails through the air, it smashes through one of the eye globes, and as it does so, the whole thing begins to shake uncontrollably before just slumping to the ground, shaking a few more times and going still. You wander over and retrieve your arrow.
I also kick it while I'm there.
It
Nice.
shivers a little.
You're a creepy fucker, I say, and cast Vicious Mockery one more time for good measure.
It jerks one last time and goes still.
I'm going to throw firebolts at some trees that I'm suspicious of. They could just be trees.
Yep.
But I'm
Well, I
really
absolutely
paranoid.
understand that.
I mean,
I do
One
Yeah.
of the
Tempted.
trees immediately
Yeah.
breaks into a sprint and fucks off as you hit one that actually was a mimic like 100 feet away.
Oh wow, okay. I do say this kind of. Remember, this is a pine forest. The thing could go up like wildfire.
And indeed, a few of the trees are still on fire when you end up having to.
Can I do prestidigitation?
I don't like forests.
Forests are bullshit.
This one I tend to agree with. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, what should we do? Should we have a sit down or should we carry on?
I've not been to many forests, but all the ones I have tried to kill me.
Really? Is this like a thing that happens often? Do the trees just randomly attack you?
Well, we went to that one full of fish people, and that one full of killer plants, and now there's killer trees.
DM, those were also my only forests. weren't
Those
they?
are also
Yeah.
your only forest
Those are-
experiences.
I'm not being funny. All the forests we've been in are bullshit. We don't have this shit in the Underdark.
I've never been to a forest before this.
Me neither, darling. Forests are fucking awful.
Forests are awful.
Forests we haven't been to are not normal forests. I mean, yeah, there's shit that can kill you in normal forests, but most of the time it's more afraid of you than you are of it because
I
you
don't
have
believe it.
guns.
I mean, you're still not selling it,
I
darling.
think I'm
mean,
afraid
you,
of everything.
You turned me off at things that kill you.
I'm thinking like bears or wolves or something like
Oh,
that.
good.
you
I
know?
love bears and wolves. They're
They
my
sound
favourite
great.
fucking thing. Brilliant.
They tend to not... things that don't prey on people specifically.
You know, I look a bit like a sheep, right?
Right now, you look like the kind of sheep that give us steel wool.
I mean, I wouldn't worry
I wish I'd
about
thought of that. That's...
looking like prey today, darling. You look rock and roll as all shit. So I can say that in a fucking medieval setting, can't I? We're not in medieval, we're Regency.
Regency, rock and roll definitely has not been invented yet. You're thinking of, but you are thinking of that popular dwarven sport, rock and roll,
Yes.
where you where you get heavy rocks
roll
and
them.
push them down a hill and try to hit a target.
Celestia's literally never really been in period, so it's fine! Fucking hand wave that.
But sometimes they do like to dress up in incredibly edgy armour while they do it. So
Like what the
It's like
dwarves do,
dwarven
rocking
lacrosse.
and rolling in
Take
badass
the
armour.
word for it. Should we ever sit down a little bit further on from here?
I need to sit down, yes, please.
you
Please.
give yourselves a good 20 minutes of distance before you find a place where you're reasonably sure, after studying the area, that there aren't any forest
actually,
mimics.
Corzin would,
Fucking
would
roll some
take
hit
his
dice.
time.
Yeah, so
He would take his time to make sure that, as far as he could possibly be sure that none of the trees around them were mimics. Would that be a survival check?
Yeah,
or
survival check.
Right.
God, I
16.
really can't add up today. Do you ever have that?
You
Yeah.
spot.
Okay, I'm back up to 4.
You spot
Cool.
one mimic. You throw a rock at it, and it seems that these things really don't like ambushes unless they've got numbers and stealth on their side. Because the moment you do throw a rock at it, it immediately just scutters away.
Yeah, as he throws the rock, he's like, yeah, bugger off now. Right.
I have a very important question. We wrote down that I was at Opium Addiction 1, and I can't remember when I last had opium, so I'm not sure if I'm still there
You
or
did
not.
not have it last night, so roll me another check.
14?
Okay, you would have recovered then.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd have lost. Your account would have ticked down to 0.
I'm now going to have some opium.
So roll me another check. Roll me another addiction check.
10?
That is because you're at 0. That's actually fine. So yeah, you just avoid jonesing.
Hooray, hurrah.
Does this count as a short rest?
This is
Yes.
a short rest.
Okay. One more. Okay.
Every time I have fucking opium, I roll a 1 on my opium dice.
Oh,
Drama.
Where is my opium?
I'm going to cast Alarm around us while we're resting.
you do.
Such a good shout, oh my
It's only
god.
20 feet, but you know.
I think it goes
it
without
is-
saying that we keep an eye out as
Yeah,
well.
it is.
Yeah.
The alarm goes off at one point when a squirrel pops into the area.
I tried to make friends with the squirrel.
Give me an animal handling check. Jeffrey, who is brushing resin out of his fur, looks over.
14.
The squirrel kind of peers up,
Don't
One-
touch it, it looks disgusting.
wanders over.
I'm going to try feeding it.
Is intrigued by some of presumably Jeffrey's nut supply that you offer it. Jeffrey's like,
It's a squirrel, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey sulks, but the squirrel seems very excited by the nuts you've provided.
We're not getting any more pets, darling. You do realise this. Monkey's fucking stupid enough.
Don't you listen to her, Jeffrey.
I stick my tongue out at Jeffrey.
Jeffrey sticks his back.
Sadly, that's impossible to pick up audio
Yeah,
wise,
yeah,
but we did both
but-
just do that at the
yeah.
table. Know that happened.
I saw it in my mind's eye, in my head meets.
Yes, picture it in your head meats, indeed.
After taking some time to rest, recover, and tend to your various injuries, this is a point actually. I'm pretty sure that you have this ability by now. I'm just going to check. No, yes, you do. Don't forget, Celestia, that you can grant everybody who uses hit dice to heal at short rest an extra 1d6 hit points.
Oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot and I always forget Song of Rest.
By using Song of Rest.
I sing a little ditty about dickhead trees.
But
It
it's
sounds
just-
a lot
it's
like
not the-
Bastard Fish, but the lyrics are dickhead trees.
Dickhead trees, dickhead trees.
They'll hurt you on the knees. I don't know.
That
But yeah,
works.
and you will get a d6. Thank you for reminding me, because literally
Yeah.
every time we have a
Just
short
D6,
rest, I
not
forget that that's a
combo?
thing.
It's just the D6.
Just the D6.
I'm pretty sure it's just d6, mate. Yeah.
Right, lovely. Then I won't replace the
Yeah.
D6, one of my hit dice with it. I'll just roll it again. Oh, got a whole one.
Stab
Well
you
done,
in the
me.
eyes with their razor sharp leaves. Anyway,
Oh, that's disappointing. I attempted to roll 1d6 and it fell off the table, so I just picked up another one and rolled that. The one that fell off the table was a 6. The one that I rolled on the table was a 1.
That's so sad.
horrible.
No.
still there. All right. Having rested up, you make your way onwards. The squirrel follows you at a distance.
Fuck off.
Make an animal handling check.
I don't want.
It'll be an early warning sign if there are any more of those.
That's the best
Fake
animal
trees
handling
about.
check I've ever rolled. That's an 18.
It
Wow.
seems, despite the offerings of nuts and seeds by Scamp, it seems sufficiently spooked by you and skitters away.
No.
Out of character, I'm sorry, I'm the worst. Like,
My squirrel friend. Oh well.
we've got a Jeffrey.
I do have a Jeffrey.
You
Celestia's not a nice person with animals.
You continue heading on in the chosen direction. As you do so, the trees continue to get thinner and more sickly. And there is begins to be a pervasive scent of bad eggs in the air.
It wasn't me.
Well, I mean, there's a saying, they who smelt it dealt it.
Smelt what?
Shut up! Oh, you little shit, you're learning.
Nah, that's sulfur. That's.
And as you,
I mean, Corzin, you like eggs, don't you?
Not when they're like that. No.
and as you get closer, you start to see the source of this. As you see, just in the ground, a thick pool, probably about 6 or 7 feet wide, of black tar, just bubbling occasionally. You look round. There's another one. And another one. As you journey on, these little tar pools become more frequent. Here and there, you actually see one at one point where there is just a dull blue flame just burning on top of one. Just seemingly just there's apart from just the tar, there seems to be no other fuel source. Just this constantly burning little light.
Be careful with any open flames.
Would
I
I
really
know
wanna
this, or
throw
is this new
fire.
to me because Underdark?
You grew up under the surface. You are well aware of the dangers of coal damp, and you're aware that this is probably something similar.
Ah. Yeah, I know fire here, darling. I say to Scamp.
Oh, but it'd be really funny.
Not if we all fucking explode, it won't.
You'll die laughing.
You'll die laughing, I'll die fucking murdering you. Yeah.
We can stand really far back.
Sigh.
As you continue venturing forwards, these pools become more and more regular until eventually you find yourself at the edge of what seems to be just a vast morass of tar. Trees grow up sickly and malnourished in between the tar or on small islands in the tar. But yeah, this whole section of the forest is just full of these gently bubbling, rotten egg smelling tar pits.
Can I get a stick or a twig and just prod at the top of the nearest tar pit to see how much of a cake there is on the surface?
There's a little bit of it's initially kind of almost like rubbery sort of feeling, but as you push it in a little bit further, it suddenly gives, and the stick goes in about a foot.
Yeah. He takes it out and...
oh, you're taking it out, are you? Give me an athletics check.
Okay. That's going to be 17.
You have to genuinely brace yourself against one of the more stable bits of ground and tug before the end of this now tar-covered stick pulls out.
Cheers.
It seems that once something gets into the tar, it's pretty hard to pull out of it.
Yeah, no. That's a good example of how this stuff sticks like a bitch. And he just throws the stick in.
It plumps into the tar and then slowly sinks down.
And that, children, is how bitumen got its name. Alright.
I mean, do we see any goat creatures apart from Scamp?
Yeah.
Not immediately in front of you, but the tar pits are pretty extensive. If you want to search around.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's skirt the edges of it.
Can I have an investigation check from each of you separately, please?
Okay.
Oh, shit. I've got a fuck on the fuck dice. That's a natural one.
Okay.
Okay, 14.
It's a 7.
And a 14.
Yeah.
Okay, so 7 from Corzin. As you're searching forwards, you're keeping fairly close together, like within eyesight, but scouting around and searching. And Scamp, you start to see something in the distance, but you hear a bloop sound. You turn around, Celestia. You've caught your leg without quite really paying attention to where you're going. One of your feet has now gone into one of the tar pools.
That shit.
Oh, dear.
Corzin, as you move over instinctively to help, you two are now stuck in a tar pit.
You're both idiots.
Damn it.
Well, this is bullshit.
Have some
You
rope.
are both restrained.
I don't know.
Your speed is at 0 while you're in a tar pit.
Can I try and get out?
Sure, give me an athletics check.
Okay. Does it have to be athletics or can
It
be
has to be
acrobatics?
athletics.
Okay, cool.
Unless you have some other way of beyond just pulling yourself out.
Nope. 7. Bollocks.
You struggle and strain. You swear you actually go an inch deeper in.
Chuck on the end of a rope and put it round a tree to make some sort of pulley.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Thank you.
okay. I'm going to say you're doing this for both of them. So both of you can make another athletics check with advantage.
Okay.
That is a 15.
That's a 14.
It takes the better part of 10 minutes with those rolls. You are just tugging. It is laborious work getting you out because Scamp can't really contribute much.
Not a great deal.
And even with mechanical advantage, it takes an age for you to just pour yourselves out. And when you
pull
do,
against rather to actually help.
both of you have one leg just slicked black with tar now.
Well, this
It's
is
soaked
disgusting.
right into your long johns, Corzin.
And what have we learned?
Shut up.
Stay away from the edge.
Keeping a more careful eye out, some eyes
Cessia
on the
glares
ground,
at you.
you make your way towards
Definitely pulling it next.
what you saw before, Scamp. And you can just see there is... it was a 14, wasn't it? Yeah. As you make your way around the edge of the tar pit, you can see there is a large sort of crude hut seeming to be built of just of pine tree log trunks stripped of their branches and piled up to form a hut, probably I want to say like a good 12-13 feet tall, broadly kind of cube shaped. It's a very with a simple sloped roof. It looks to be quite crude construction. And there is
sulfur and pine. I just want to throw fire at it.
and there is the tar has indeed been used to keep the logs in place.
Because why wouldn't you when you're surrounded by tar?
There is a hide flap serving as a door cover, but behind that, near a solid bit of ground, in the midst of a huge lake of tar, you can see there is a small figure. Just sort of gently humming to themselves, arms folded. And you look and you see there's a figure maybe looking about Scamp's age. Young, you would guess male, judging from, fairly young male, with goat horns. Not dissimilar to Scamp's, but not quite the same. And one distinction, and as you look down, you can see that it's although they are kind of covered in tar up to their waist, you can just see the beginnings of fur around their belly.
It's Mr. Tumnus.
Mr.
It
Tumnus.
is pretty much Mr. Tumnus. It's
Definitely
a
evil.
young,
Mr. Tumnus.
Definitely evil.
it's a young Mr. Tumnus. He has what looks
Is
like
he voiced by
a
Danny DeVito?
like a wooden cup.
Yes. I'm fine.
He has
Carry on.
he has a little sort of wooden cup or bowl, like a little, just there's no what's the bit of the cup that you hold?
Handle.
Handle?
Darling.
No, sorry, a goblet.
Stem?
Yeah, it has no stem. It's just like a bowl. And he's kind of drinking from it, sets it very carefully on... You see next to him on the tar, there is a set of leaves, of like broad-leafed fern-like leaves, which have been set out to serve as a little mat for this bowl. And after taking a sip, he's like...
I'm gonna wave.
Hello! Hello! He says very loudly. Like, oh! Hello there!
Hello!
Oh, you're new!
Yes!
He's
Are
wearing...
we also
he's-
over there, or are we
you
still
are-
fucking about
You
in
guys
tar?
are like 100 feet away. You can just see him and he's waving.
I
His-
wave.
Yeah, his arms are free. He's got a little waistcoat on. but that's about it.
He's so evil, but I'm so going to go over and say hello.
You'll tromper on over.
You're right in there.
Oh, bit stuck, but can't complain, really.
Got some rope.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun. Do you want a drink?
What kind of
I'm
drink?
actually not wildly thirsty.
I mean, what kind would you like? I've got beer at the moment, but I could do you something else. He takes a sip of it. Again, this guy looks like 14, 15.
Do you want a hand getting out first?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
My,
Yeah, we've got lots of rope and lots of hands. We can definitely help you out.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like it'd be fantastic. Sure, you don't want a drink? Something to eat? I've got mushrooms somewhere around here.
In
And you
character, would Corzin have any idea what sort of a being this is?
make a nature check, or maybe an arcana check. Your choice.
And does he seem malicious in any way?
He seems like he's
Nature.
looking for a good time. And as he mentions the mushrooms, he points to your feet, and you look down, and you swear there weren't there anymore, but there appear to be some rather tasty-looking brown mushrooms now.
Can I tell if he means us harm at all?
Make an insight
Okay.
check.
Can I
The nature
also
was a
check?
dirty 20.
Oh,
Ooh,
Okay, I'll get to that in a moment.
ditto.
You can also make an... Okay,
Dirty 20
20.
insight.
And Celestia, you can make a nature check if you want
I
for the
would like
mushrooms.
to, because I think... oh yeah, maybe I'll do it for the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense, doesn't it, that I'd know that?
Yeah.
4.
Not a farmer.
They look maybe edible, but that's never a guarantee with mushrooms. You don't know this
I was
particular
also going
type.
to see if I knew what creature he was
Oh
as
yeah,
well, because
give me
education, I might,
Yeah,
is
give
what I
me a
was
nature
thinking.
or arcana check, your choice, but tell me which.
I'm going to say Arcana.
Cool.
Another 4! Fuck this!
Could be,
Splitting
looks
the
like it.
attention
Maybe
too much.
you're not
Yeah.
really sure. Maybe he's a
There's too
tiefling
much
like
going
Scamp. Yeah, so Corzin, you've heard tales of fauns or possibly satyrs. You're not really sure the difference.
Sounds too much like Satan for my liking, just throwing that out there.
Light-hearted, goat-themed spirits or fairy-like creatures living in the woods, who, from everything you've heard, they seem single-minded. They are creatures which are single-mindedly obsessed with having a good time.
Right.
They like food, drink, practical jokes, and humour. The worst that can be said of them, to your knowledge, is that they will carry jokes too far, though.
Right.
But that's pretty in keeping with a lot of what you've heard tale about from fairy tales. Scamp, you get the feeling that the creature in front of you doesn't really intend you any harm, but is kind of interested in actually seeing some people around, and genuinely wants to show you a good time. He seems really keen to have you try some of his food or drink.
Let's get you out the tower first.
Yeah.
Okie doke. Yeah, if you want to just throw me a rope, I suppose.
I'll throw my rope.
Catches it, kind of ties it around, reaches down, takes another sip from the bowl of beer, and it does appear to be frothy beer.
I like that it's a bowl of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's fun.
Drains it,
Yeah.
lowers it to the ground, back onto the mat, onto the little mat of leaves, and you see it refills again with beer.
How far away is he from the edge?
Oh, he's like a good 15... Actually, no, he'd be a good 10 feet from the edge.
How did you get that tray and that tar pit with you?
Oh, I didn't get that. Tog had put them there.
Who's that?
Who's Tog?
Oh, Tog lives in the hut just over there. He gestures to the
Is he a
hut.
big scary goat man?
No! And, yeah, so, Corzin, with your passive perception, you just hear... sounds from within, followed
Whoever
by...
Tog is, I don't think he's up yet.
No, Toggood, he owns the swamp. I mean, the Tarpits. I mean, he lives here. He's the only person who lives here, so I guess he owns it. I guess you'd call him a giant.
Is he a nice giant?
I mean, he likes me, because I give him booze
Okay.
and food. Still gets pretty hungry, you know how it is with giants.
Yeah.
No,
let's grind
get
your
you
bones
out
to make
of
bread and
there.
that.
Let's get you out the tar pit.
Yeah, that sounds great. Okay,
Or would you fancy a road trip?
great. I mean, I've been stuck here for... what day is it?
No idea.
What out of character? What day is it?
It
I'm
is
so
the
sorry.
second,
It's the second
of full frost.
Oh, no.
It's the second,
Yeah.
darling.
Excellent. What month?
Full frost.
What year?
No idea.
1797.
Okay, then I have been here for... I have no idea. But I know it's been a lot of winters.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, are your legs like usable under there? Are you going to be okay?
He kind of gives it like an experimental kick. Like, you can see the waist move just fine, but he just seems to be stuck on the tar.
Okay.
I actually got a fair bit of exercise trying to escape, but I've not actually managed yet.
Let's pull you out and
Yeah.
then
Okie
leave.
doke!
If we pull you
Alright.
out, will you come with us?
Yeah,
To
sure!
see,
This is boring.
what's his name?
I've forgotten his name. Help me.
Anwin. Anwin
the
is the fairy
master.
lord, if that's what you're
I'm
after.
Yeah, I'm writing that down.
Or did you mean the...
I meant the little goat man.
Oh, the little goat
I've
man.
forgotten
Yeah,
already.
he's not given it.
What's your name, darling?
You know, I really can't remember. I've got a terrible memory. I think it's Di.
Die.
Di.
Do you want a new name? If you're not sure.
No, I'm pretty... I like that name. I
think
don't
it
think it's
suits you.
complete. I can't remember the rest of it.
Die.
But Die sounds great. Like a game of chance. Diamond! No, it's not right. Dice! Yeah, you're loudly discussing different names.
Let's pull him out.
Yeah, we're
Again,
pulling him
from
out.
Pull him
the
out.
from the hut.
Okay. All right. Hang on. We've got to do this quietly. And Corzin casts silence.
Oh, nice.
Good choice.
The area is filled with silence. Okay, you start gesturing, getting him to wrap the rope around. Give me, I guess, because you're all helping and you've got mechanical advantage. Corzin, because you're the strongest.
Yeah.
Give me an athletics check with advantage.
Okay.
Can I convert a spell into a sorcery point while we're doing this?
You can.
Thank you.
Dirty 20.
Fucking hell, that's what you needed. Okay, so
Fucking hell. Okay.
after a good minute of tugging, with all of you tugging at the rope and
Actually, no, there'll be
Di-
no sound. None.
yeah, there's sort of what would be if there wasn't the silence aura covering all of you and Die. You pull, and again there is no pop sort of sound as he eventually comes out, but you imagine it, and you see
Probably feel it through the floor.
yeah, you see the thick black tar-covered goat legs of Di emerge, and as he scrambles up onto the sturdy bit of land, kind of wipes himself down a bit, and as you're pulling him out, he grabs his bowl, so he's got that with him. Takes a sip of beer. And gives you an exaggerated thumbs up in the silence.
I give him one back.
Do something back.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, let's roll this with disadvantage. Cool. So
Pulling the rope back
you
up.
pull the rope back up.
I gesture like, let's go this way. 2 thumbs up.
Okay. He
To the direction back to where we need to go.
Okay. He starts following you. And as you enter, just as you leave the area of silence, oh, it's great to be out and about again.
Right, as soon as we're out of it, can I cast fly?
As
My
you
twin of fly.
Okay,
as
yeah.
soon as we
So
step
as
out.
you're doing so, that the moment that happens, you also hear now as he loudly says that as you exit from the
Oh, God.
from the hut. And as you cast fly or
Corzin and Celestia.
concentration check, did you make it?
I forgot to. I was going to do it
Yep.
with tides. Yep,
Cool.
those are both
doing it
goes.
with
It's
tides?
yeah,
Awesome.
15 plus 21.
Okay, you're fine. So
Corzin maintains concentration on the silence for as long as he can.
yep. So Celestia and
Corzin can now
Corzin
fly.
can now fly. And you both watch as pulling aside the hide, the hide doorway is a huge 15-foot
Fucking
tall,
hell.
kind of greenish brown skinned figure with thick muscles, a long sort of sloping head, really long arms, wearing a loincloth. And you can see he's kind of biting down on a handful of those magic mushrooms that Di produced,
Oh dear.
and looks up and sees you all standing there with his booze provider.
Uh-oh.
Do any of you speak giant?
No.
No.
You have no fucking idea what he's saying, but he looks pissed.
Celestia's gonna go fuckity bye, pick up the goat man and fly off.
Okay, just for the sake of this getaway, everyone roll initiative.
Oh god.
19.
I think he's having a bad trip.
16.
14.
Why, yes, I did just say fuckity bye in a Regency setting. Fuck you
It's one of my
all.
favourite phrases. It's lovely.
Okay, and Toggard roll. Toggard does not roll that high. Okay, so yeah, Die. Okay, Die rolls a 3, which is expected. So Toggard. Okay, so Scamp, you go first.
I'm going to attempt to cast with my final first level spell slot, just so you know.
Yep.
I'm going to cast Command if he's within 60 feet.
He is within 60 feet. He's like good 30 feet from you, maybe
Lovely.
at that.
I cast Command then.
Okay, is this wisdom save? I think it
Yeah.
is.
It's just verbal, so I don't need to.
What's the save? But
16.
Doesn't matter.
Wisdom.
That's like a 7. Okay, what do you command?
Flee.
Flee. Okay. That's. I guess he'll do that to the best of his ability.
Go away!
Okay, so that's.
And I'm going to go right up to Corzin and sort of climb on his back a bit.
Okay, you clamber onto Corzin's back.
Which
Okay.
I just crouch down
I'm
slightly.
loving the mental image of this.
Hilarious.
Okay, so you're coming on his back. That's fair enough. Celestia, you're up next.
As I say, pick up the little goat man and fly the fuck away, really.
Okay. Yeah, so you just, I guess,
Fly dash.
dash action. Yeah, so you're 120
Same.
feet in the air.
Yeah, like, I'd
Yeah.
like to fucking go.
Okay.
I don't want to just go up either, I want to, like, go towards the
Yeah, you're
direction
kind of
that
going
we're-
at an angle. Okay,
moving.
so you are.
Over the top of the trees.
Yeah.
Okay, you have Die in your grasp. You are 120 feet away from Toggard.
Mm-hmm.
This is worth noting. Okay, so
Shit.
uh,
What's he got?
Corzin, you Scamp is on your back.
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah, I'm fly dashing as the regent saith unto Saint Felicia, bye.
Are you all within? Are you staying close to each other?
Yes.
Cool.
What I'm actually going to do though is I'm going to try and go over the top of the trees, just in case there are any more mimics that are going to try and snatch at our legs as we pass.
Okay. Yep. No, you're flying well over the trees. The mimics. No mimics are going for you as you pass. Okay, that makes it Toggard's turn. Toggard. Yeah. Turns and uses the dash action because that's.
It's really big.
Yeah, that's literally all he can do. He starts running away.
I've never done that before.
You do notice he has something under his arm as he comes out. What looks to be a bundle of logs covered in tar. However, he runs at its full rate, so he is now 60 feet. So you're all 180 feet away
Bloody hell.
from him, which is
God,
great.
we're lucky we have you. We'd be fucked, wouldn't
Yeah,
we?
which means
That
you
was
get...
directed
Well,
at Robbie,
well,
listeners.
That's
I
right.
was saving that spell. As soon as it was Tarpits, it was like,
Flying,
yeah, we're going to
flying,
fly out.
flying. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. 180 feet. All right then. Die is going to take his beer bowl and drink some beer for his action. Oh! I haven't done this in a long time.
Oh, you like flying too, dude. Does everybody but me like flying?
Probably.
It's the best thing!
It's great.
Oh, I feel sick.
Seeing that you're on Corzin's back, so you don't have hands free to catch a thing. He pulls from his jacket what looks like an apple. Is like, oh, do you want an apple? Well, while we're flying.
And in flight,
Is that me or Scamp?
It's like either like he's offering it to Scamp, but looks up at you. Is like, I could just sort of put it to your face if you want.
I'm okay for now. Might
Okay.
throw it up if you give it to me.
takes a bite out of himself, crunches it down. That's Dice turn. Scamp. I'm assuming, unless you say, I'm assuming, 100. No, you're just on Corzin's back.
Yeah.
You've got your action and everything. Anything you want to do?
He's 180 feet away, isn't he? So I can't
Yep.
really do it. I'm not really around for anything, so I'm just gonna.
Okay. Celestia's up next. Just flying. Flight,
yeah.
dash. Corzin as well,
Swear a bit
dash.
because I hate flying. Standard.
Yeah,
Okay, you're
dash action once again.
300 feet from Toggard, which drops to 270 as the command ends. Yes.
That's a point, actually. Are we able to pick out roughly what our route was through the tree line?
Yes. Yeah. You
Okay,
can
I'm going to
broadly
attempt to follow that.
You can see where the sun is, and you you're
Yeah.
able to judge the distance.
Frankly, I will follow Corzin if that makes any difference, because
Yeah.
I know that he's better at navigating than me, so I would.
So as this is happening, Toggard like what? Turns, runs 30 feet forwards, pulls out one of the logs, squints for a moment, and throws.
Oh shit, fucking tar
And
javelin.
this log spinning through the air, covered in tar. It's with disadvantage because you are out of his close range now.
Oh, this is disturbing.
Who's it after?
Saber toss.
This is versus Corzin, I think it would be.
Yep.
So with disadvantage, so he rolled a natural 20 and a natural 16.
Oh,
So
shit.
that's still a 22 to hit Corzin.
Fucking hell.
God damn it.
How big is that compared to him?
It's Corzin. It's a fucking log. It's like half of It's like
That's
2/3 of
gonna hit me as well.
It's
Isn't
like
it? There's
2/3
no way you can hit one without the other.
That's true. I'll roll a separate attack against you to see whether it just hits Corzin though.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because I could be
yeah,
corkscrewing
it just
in the air or
you're
something.
kind of causing twists, hearing this sort of whistling sound. What the and happens to turn in just the right way to catch it in the chest. You're unaffected. However, so this is going to be interesting which way. So first of all, the log whacks into your chest, Corzin, and proceeds to deal.
Be gentle.
It's not that gentle. Is it 24 points of bludgeoning damage?
Fucking hell.
Are you still up?
Okay, hang on.
And the log is covered in tar. So roll me a strength saving throw, as it's going to start weighing you down. Otherwise, as attempt to see if you can shrug it off before it sticks to you and starts weighing you down.
Strength saving throw. Okay, that's 24.
Okay, you manage to take your arms, you tear it off, and the log slumps down into the ground. So you don't lose any speed.
And it was 24 points of bludgeoning damage,
Yep.
wasn't it? Okay, 1 second. I need to just tot this up.
Just make sure you currently have more than 24 hit points. You aren't going to start careening out of the air, which is a possibility.
Okay, no, I'm still up.
Okay.
Oh, good. Lovely.
Because that's a real problem otherwise.
Real proper
Yep.
issue, yeah.
Because if I cast fly again to save us both, you guys will fall.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I have 6 hit points left.
Oh shit. That's Toggard's turn. Hasn't got anything else. He's already moved. Doesn't have a bonus action. So
I think it's
the
safe to say Corzin is winded by that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dai is going to look up and go like, "Oh, do you want something to drink?" And kind of empties out the beer from the bowl, and it fills up with a clear-looking liquid instead. It smells, Celestia. It smells strongly of juniper.
Yeah.
It's fucking shit. Oh my god. I want to get drunk with him later. That's going to be such a bad idea, but I want to do it. Anyway.
Like, gonna take that as a no. Drinks it himself.
A whole fucking cup of gin.
Yeah.
Jesus, okay, hello.
Fey creature.
His
Yeah.
name's
Fey
Die.
Constitution.
A fey creature with a name shortened to Die.
So, Scamp, you are 270 feet from Toggard, and Corzin just got walloped in the chest by a sticky tar log. You do not know what the maximum range of that is.
I can't do anything.
Fair enough.
I can't cast anything on him.
So actually, this is the point though, because it is your turn. Roll a d100.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yes, that's your last
We
spell
all
level
forgot
one
that,
spell
didn't we?
14. Oh, shit, I have a horrible feeling that.
Yep.
I feel like 14's
Yep.
bad. What is it?
14's bad.
What is 14?
14's really bad.
Confusion.
So,
God.
as you're kind of clutching to the staggering form, sort of like slightly drunkenly flying form of Corzin,
Oh no.
you feel there's this moment where you look forwards and you swear you see just a shimmering in the air for a moment, and the air seems to part, and you find yourself staring forwards, and each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere, so that's you and Corzin. I'm going to say Celestia and Scamp and Dire just
I
a
don't
little
think we're
bit.
flying in
You're
that
not-
tight
you're not-
formation.
not that tight
That would feel
formation.
weird. Yeah.
Still find yourselves looking forward
Am I
to this
concentrating
strange
still?
gap. Your concentration holds up. Well, it doesn't.
Because this isn't a concentration spell, but it should be a concentration spell. But it's not because...
It's not because it does.
Because of wild
Technically,
magic.
it's you wild magic isn't really you casting it.
No,
though.
because
It's just-
otherwise
It
I'd be able
just
to block
manifests.
it.
Yeah.
So Scamp and Corzin, make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh god.
Because I'm so wise. Can I use tides again, please?
I guess you can.
That's a 21.
That's an 11.
That's okay. Corzin, you kind of shake your head in the sort of illusory image, the strange vision, and you swear you can see a dense forest beyond, filled with sweets and flying golden monkeys? What?
Monkeys.
And then it seems to you fly past it and you look back and it seems to be gone. But Scamp, as you look around, it's just like it's fucking monkeys, gold, like this golden looking forest, sweets everywhere. Roll the d10.
Oh god.
The second you said flying monkeys, I'm thinking Wizard of Oz.
My pretties. It's just the best
how
music
does
in
that
any
work?
film ever. Like, oh.
I rolled a 1.
Okay. You see a beautiful, like a bounty of sweets ahead, and you feel yourself like you just want to reach out and grab them. Roll an opposed grapple check with Corzin. If
Come on, Corzin,
you see
strength.
Camp just trying to climb off your back.
Athletics.
Athletics for you.
Oh god. Robbie just rolled a natural 20.
Which is a 19, but still, it's a natural 20.
That's a 9.
Oh god, no.
Wait. I have inspiration.
Do you have enough
It's not
inspiration to get above
Didn't you-
above a 19?
Didn't you use it?
No, you has the DM
No, it was
inspiration.
DM
It's
inspiration,
D6.
It's not enough.
But
No, it's not going to be enough.
no.
There's no point using
Okay.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
you scramble for a moment and Scamp just seems to leap off your back. We never actually so you said you were just over the tree line. So this is
We're all
a 30-foot drop.
Oh no.
Roll. There's not really a dex save you can do. I guess roll an acrobatics.
Oh my god,
check.
you're controlling the fly spell.
Yes, I am.
Roll an acrobatics check to try
Oh
and
my
reduce the fall.
god.
Acrobatics, that's a 17.
Okay, so we'll take this. So we'll do this and then halve it, because you kind of stop, drop, and roll.
How do you stop in midair?
I mean, no, that's not quite the. That wasn't quite the word I was looking for. Stop, drop, and roll. I think that's
That's what
fire.
you're supposed to do if you're on fire. Yeah, that's not the right one.
you drop and roll with it. So that's 13 halved
Okay.
to 6 points of bludgeoning damage
Fine.
as you boom to the
Please
ground.
make your concentration.
Because you never said you were going very
Natural
high
20.
up.
Natural 20 concentration.
Oh god, we're still flying. Okay,
Okay,
good.
everyone's still flying. Scamp, however, is on the ground. Just eat it. Like you have just grabbed a handful of pine nuts, of just pine cones you found on the floor and are eating them, thinking they're sweets.
Oh no.
I mean, there's worse things I could be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, you're just kind of chewing
bit
on the.
gross, but not the
Yeah,
end of the
I
world.
haven't moved particularly far, except, in a downward motion, because I haven't got much movement right now.
True, you are 270 feet from Togged at this point. Celestia, you watch. Watching out. You see out the corner of your eye a movement, and you look as you see Scamp leaps off Corzin's back and down into the tree, into the forest below.
I mean, what I want to do is go down, grab them, and take them back up to Corzin.
That will be. You're already carrying one creature, so it's going to be an athletics check to carry two.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait for
Or should I
Corzin. He's going to
just-
do that. Yeah, no.
Just keep moving.
I might just keep dashing. You
Okay,
know?
you're going to keep dashing. So you're now add an extra 120.
Because I know Corzin's stronger than me, so that doesn't seem completely illogical.
So you're 390 feet from Toggard. Fine. Corzin, you are 30 feet above Scamp, so you can pop down and up in a movement. Functionally speaking,
will
He's slightly
do.
low. Oh my fucking legs.
and it's going to be an action to pick them back up. So
Right,
give me an
okay.
athletics check, just because. Actually, you don't need to, because Scamp's not resisting.
I'm just
You
eating pine cones.
Yeah, you pick up this
Okay.
weird pine cone munching Scamp.
Okay, I'm going to flit down there, grab Scam and go, what the hell are you playing at?
Scamp does not seem to respond to you.
I'm just sort of singing to myself in Infernal.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's
the
the worst.
creepiest fucking thing.
And later I will have no memory of what it was I was singing.
Excellent.
Okay.
You just hear Scamp going.
It's Klingon.
Sounds similar,
Possibly
yeah.
Dwarvish.
It sounds
that was, but-
familiar.
Yeah. Regardless, however, it takes you all of your movement to kind of get down and back up just above the tree line and in action, so you've not really gained any distance on Tuggard.
Fair.
But
Assuming
I
you're
am
still-
60 feet
yeah.
ahead because I
Actually,
You
dashed.
are.
question. If I'm down in the tree line, is that broken line of sight between myself and Toggard?
Strictly speaking, it has. I would allow you to make a hide action. I allow you to do a hide check as, it's broken line of sight. So, I'll let you make a hide check.
Is it what I'm actually thinking of here is that if I can proceed underneath the tree line but still flying at the same rate for a little while. Obviously, this would have to be next turn, but
Flying at the same rate is pretty fast. So I will ask, because you are 60 feet per round. I
Yeah.
will ask you on each round after this, because you can
Yeah.
get 30 feet ahead, no problem now.
Yeah.
I will ask you on each round after this for an acrobatics check.
okay.
To avoid
If I
hitting any trees.
just proceed at 30 feet per round,
Yep.
would I negate that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I might do that for a couple
won't,
of
I
rounds
don't
because he
see
can't see us.
Okay. Toggard
We
is
can then pop up and shoot off again, but
wise plan. And it's although there's sparse trees. Like you're 270 feet away. There's enough trees in the way that he can't just hit you easily with a log.
well, also this isn't great, but he can still see presumably Celestia getting progressively further and further away, so he still has something to focus on.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Can I make my wisdom save at the end of my turn? I didn't do that.
Oh, you didn't. So can you make
Because
that?
it was natural 20. I've rolled 3 in a row.
As
hell,
Scamp
on
is
One was
dice
really
as well.
bad. Yeah.
as Corzin picks you
It's
up,
still all there.
it's sort of like you sing a few verses of a verse of this infernal song, and then like blink, and the magical Sugarland is gone, and your side hurts.
Ow. I'll take a bite of pine cone. Oh.
Worst 6 seconds ever.
So Toggard is going to, under the circumstances, I think he will probably just race forwards. You hear the distant sound of as he's charging forwards. Can't see Corzin to hit with a log. Celestia, he can't get within range of you. Not his. You got such a huge gap on him to begin with, and he can't hit you 360 feet away, which is the closest he could get without using his action.
Fair enough.
So he's just chasing after Corzin at this stage. All right, Dai proceeds drinks more gin on his turn. Scamp Scamp.
How useless tires.
This is a fake
great.
frat boy, isn't it?
Oh God, let's hope not.
How far away is the thingamajig?
Toggard, you would guess, is probably a little over 200 feet away, although you don't have line of sight with him because you're under the tree line right now.
Yeah. I'm just thinking illusions. The furthest away I can do it is 30 feet, and that's possibly not helpful. Although... let's try it. So I'm going to cast Minor Illusion
Okay.
and just create the sound of dies singing 30 feet off to a different direction from where we're going.
Give me a deception check.
It will last a minute if he falls for it. That's not very good. That's a 13.
Okay.
And it's a really neatly rolled dice. It landed on my pencil.
It is actually
And
like
yet
a
it's not
beautiful
even-
thing.
it's so
If you
gorgeous.
can, if you can balance a d4 on it, then it counts. Okay,
It's
so
totally
Wow.
even.
that's the rule. So the
Should get a photo
Yeah,
of
you
that.
cast
That's
that.
Yeah,
incredible.
do take
Yeah,
a
feel
picture
free.
of that. Take a picture of that.
that said, while that's happening, Celestia, I'm assuming you're just running, well, flying.
Oh yeah, I'm still
Okay, you
dashing,
continue
mate.
flying. Corzin,
Especially just going, fuck this.
you
under
hear
my
the
breath.
sound of you hear the sound of Di just sort of Di's humming coming from down the from a little ways off, continuing
Okay.
to just hum,
Oh,
hum
actually,
repeat.
I meant to do something I forgot. Could I dip slightly below the tree line on my
Yes,
turn as
you
well?
can.
Is that alright? Not hugely, just like
Give
enough that
me-
I'm slightly below.
Give me an acrobatics check though, because you're still having to weave between tops
Yeah,
of
yeah, of
trees.
course. That is a 19.
You're fine.
Yeah,
Break line of you successfully break line of sight. Okay,
so it was worth it.
Corzin, what are you doing?
Okay, I am going to attempt to go as far away from the sound of the singing as possible. Ducking and weaving through the trees, kind of maybe adopting a bit of a zigzag pattern, so as to be as least visible as possible, while still making the 30 feet.
Okay,
It's more than 30 feet, you're flying.
Yeah, because he's
Oh, yeah,
he's
that's
deliberately halving it to avoid having to make an acrobatics check.
Oh, okay.
Give me a stealth check, please.
Stealth check, okay. So 16.
Okay. You duck, you weave. You hear in the distance sound of as Toggard chases through the trees. However, to summarise at this point, you continue weaving along until after a while you bob back up to just below the tree line, where Celestia has been flying onwards. You manage to meet back up and fly on for a while until and about 30 seconds later you hear the sounds of charging. The charging stop and this scream of frustration coming from the trees beyond, and you
cave horror.
continue You continue
Yeah,
flying
it is,
on
isn't it?
for
It's the
the.
same noise you did for the cave horror. I'm sorry.
Maybe this is the cave horror.
Oh, plot twist.
And you carry on flying until for the next 9 minutes.
Yeah, I guess we
Yeah.
just fly up to speed until it's done.
Just
Like,
flying
that
up to
seems
speed,
sensible.
getting
Yeah.
as much distance as you can before eventually touching down.
Oh, I feel really tired and weird.
How do you mean?
That was weird. There was trees, and then there was monkeys, and then there was sweets, and then
Was
there
that when
were-
you flung yourself onto the ground? Are you suicidal? Should we be worried? What do you need?
Is that what happened? I thought Corzin dropped me.
No. You did a sort of weird
No,
cat
I
leap
know.
into the air.
Shot
You
straight
nutter.
off my back!
The world went weird again.
No, it was a magic thing.
Can I stay on your back for a bit, please, Corzin?
Well, so long as you don't jump off again.
Woo! Di kind of shakes his head, his hair kind of golden hair ruffles a bit, preens his
Actually-
horns. Whew! That was a rush!
You see
You could
Corzin
say
is
that.
looking fucked. He is looking fucked as far as
I'm not letting go of your back, though. I'm just
yeah.
going to stay
It's
piggyback.
just
He is
all of
remaining
this
upright, that's
you-
about as much
You've
as
got a
can be said.
massive bruise and just smears of tar on your chest.
Corzin,
Yeah.
Your
darling.
exposed chest.
Corzin, darling, do you need a little gesture at my xylophone?
He just nods mutely.
Okay. Ding! Healing word.
If we're
Let
on the
me roll
ground and I'm
that.
getting a piggyback, are my hooves like trailing on the floor if it's uncomfortable?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they would be.
Excellent.
It would actually be easier to walk.
Yeah, but
So
I'm
you get
feeling slothful.
8, Mr. Corzin.
8. Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Oh, that looks fun. Die immediately leaps over and attempts to leap onto your back as well, Scamp.
I'm going to topple over backwards.
And proceeds to topple off.
I think we all topple over. It's like,
Does Corzin just faceplant?
is it
Surely
forward or
he'd like
backwards?
overbalance.
Do we
wouldn't he?
overbalance forward or backwards?
Yeah, let's odds forwards, backwards, evens, evens, you fall backwards.
So we squash die.
Oh!
What the fuck is wrong with you all?
Slips out, picks up his bowl, takes a sip of something, takes a sip of more gin, shrugs, taps the bowl on a tree, pours it out, and then something sort of golden fills it instead.
You know,
I had
I've
a
got...
tree trunk thrown at me. What's your excuse?
Whew.
I fell out the sky.
I'm very drunk.
I've got some moonshine if you'd like some.
Great!
Specifically pine, if you're a fan of pine.
I've not
Maybe
actually had
when
pine
we
moonshine.
get there, or when we're
True.
further along.
Let's do a bit more walking first, and we can have treats later.
Okie doke. And
Seriously, we do not want to be paralytic out here.
fair enough. Speaking of treats, you're sure I can't interest you in any of the mushrooms?
What kind of mushrooms are they?
Okay, so he reaches into his vest and pulls from various hidden pockets a selection of the same brown mushrooms as before. So these ones make the world go fuzzy and everything really bright. Reaches into a different one. These ones kind of make you feel like you're really fast and the world is slow, but it's not actually happening. These ones just taste really peppery.
It's like a haste spell, but no one else sees the effect.
Yeah, it hoodwinks you into believing you have a haste spell on you.
Is he lying and or has an ulterior motive other than fun? Can I do an insight
You
check?
can do an insight check.
Oh! 4!
That's fine. He's kind of... It's not that he's hard to read, but if there is a layer beneath, I just want to get everyone high because it sounds like a good time, you can't see it.
I say to him, darling, I'm usually well up for being high, but, big fucking stick insect tree mimics.
Sorry, what were we talking about?
Never mind. I've got lots of
Look
instruments.
over there, a shiny thing. I made a minor illusion 30 feet ahead of a shiny thing.
Oh, it's what is the shiny
It's
thing?
just something shining.
It's like it's just this really shiny looking sort of
When he
silvery
gets-
rock.
When he gets within 5 feet
He
of
wa-
it, I'm going to cast it again 30 feet ahead. Just
Ooh!
keep chaining it to get
Walks
him
forward.
moving.
Walks forward. What's the maximum range?
It's 30 feet, so I'm just going to keep falling behind
Ooh,
him.
This you keep this up for how long do you want to keep this up for? Because he
Just,
doesn't seem to show any signs of
just
realizing.
to fuck with him whenever it disappears, I want to do a ding on my xylophone. Just in time with when it disappears.
I'm slightly slow, so I can't quite keep up. So it's going to be like 15 feet ahead each time.
Eventually he reaches up to it and picks it up. Oh, this is fun.
It's like a
Puts
cat
it-
with a laser pointer.
Puts it into his pocket. One of his inside
That
pockets.
shouldn't be possible. Let's keep walking. Just in case I make a cake a little bit further ahead.
Woo! Walks forward. Do you do the same?
No, I'm waiting to see if he picks up the
He
cake.
picks it up. Takes a bite out of it.
I turn
What's
to
it
Scamp.
taste like?
Sorry, I got distracted again.
I make a 5-foot cube of sweets.
As he reaches forward and touches it, they crumble down into a pile of sweets rather than.
I want to try picking one up.
Okay, it seems to be sugar.
I fill my pockets.
Your pockets are now full of sweets.
My chain pocket, my plate armor pocket.
Your plate armor. You don't have pockets, so you fill the koiras with sweets.
There's all this probably space that I don't need because I'm
Yeah.
just scrawny.
I imagine it's too big for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just fill the koiras with sweets. They're kind of sticky because they're just next to all your body heat.
I will put up with that. I'll eat those later.
So what's your favourite
Tell
thing?
me when you eat them.
I will, that's why I'm not doing it now.
So what's your favourite thing? Do you like food best, or do you like being high best, or do you like alcohol best, or do you like music best?
Yes!
Okay.
I
can do music.
I have to say I like all those evenly. Great! Let's play a song.
I very quietly tootle away on my Clyde to entertain him while we're walking along.
He improvises nonsense lyrics the whole way, like, oh, there's a rock and there's a tree, there's another tree and there's a rock, there's a stick, there's a mimic, throw the rock at the mimic, there goes a mimic, they don't like rocks, there's a tree and there's a rock and there's some more leaves.
Tree.
Yeah.
I like
So
him,
while
he's
they're
great.
basically playing the Fey equivalent of Duck Duck Goose,
I'm literally, by the way, all the way there. I'm just doing small things to entertain him. I'm playing various instruments. I'm doing weird little flashes of rainbow. You know, just any shit that I can think of to keep him, like, on side.
Because of, it's worth mentioning, because of the plate armor, you guys are actually moving like
15
two-thirds of your normal movement speed.
So it actually takes us another couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are traveling on for like a good
6 hours, it'd be.
Yeah, like it's going.
Because
It's
if it was going to
definitely
be full,
heading
it would be.
towards you. It's like by the time you're still like only 2/3 of the way back by the time the light begins to dim and the sun starts to set. Although you have until dawn to bring Di back. He's still singing loudly, like just doing
I give him
whatever.
a cup of moonshine to shut him up.
It shuts him up for a good 10 seconds, and then he takes your cup, refills it with moonshine, passes it back to you.
Oh, thank you.
That's all right. I also do others.
Cool. What's your favourite one?
Sorry, what was the question?
I join in on my guitar and give up.
We can fly again.
How much faster will it get us there? I mean, I love singing, but fuck.
120 feet a turn, potentially. Every 6 seconds. So instead of doing...
Sorry, you said 120 feet a turn in character,
yeah,
and I was like...
that really confused me.
You go on and say like about 4 times faster than you can normally walk. As you're saying this...
I mean, I hate flying, but fucking hell.
Yeah, all of you hear crack from the trees behind
Flying!
Okay,
I'm
and as you...
bonus action to convert a spell slot. I'm going to twin my last fly spell.
Okay, I'm going to
I'm out
say...
of
Just spell it all
spells.
up.
You
Literally out of
get that
spells.
spell cast just in time as Toggud, who has been tracking you for hours,
Fucking hell. I mean, we've not been hard. We've been going... for like hours.
bursts out of the trees. Everyone, and you know what? I'm in a we're gonna roll initiative again, but I think we're gonna do this after the break.
oh,
So we'll rejoin you after these, no doubt, important messages. And now for a message from our friends over at Prison Pals.
Hello! We're the cast of Prison Pals, a family-friendly Dungeons & Dragons podcast featuring an all LGBTQ+ cast.
Our story follows a group of unlikely heroes in a broken world filled with diverse people.
Episodes released bi-weekly wherever you find your podcasts. Follow us on Twitter at Prison Pals for more information.
Fate, speak through me. Allow me to tell these people what they must know, what the future holds. Let me tell them that which will save them.
Good day to you, friend. Have you accepted the region as your personal savior? Have you also seen the light and rated, reviewed, and subscribed to Flintlocks and Fireballs? Praise the Regent and leave a review.
And welcome back. So, everyone roll initiative.
Oh no!
okay.
I've forgotten.
Ah, shit.
Oh dear.
8.
11.
12.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
It's punishment for doing the same thing again.
Roll for die. Okay, die also gets 12. And let's roll for Tuggood. Fuck's sake, Tuggood. Okay. Corzin, with your 12, you're up first.
Everyone rolled shit.
So Scamp, you twinned fly. Who won?
Same people again.
Okay.
I am not giving it to die.
Cool. Corzin and
Oh
Celestia,
god,
you
no,
are again.
that'd be awful.
You're again in flight mode. So Corzin, you are up first. Everyone, Toggood is, I'm going to say, a good just 20 feet away from you. He's just burst out of the edge of the clearing.
Alright, so do I have the ability to fly?
You do.
Right. Yeah, sod it. I think I am just going to have to grab Scamp and get the hell out of there. Will I get... is he close enough to me that he can opportunity attack me?
No, he's 20 feet away from everyone.
Right, okay. In which case then, we just got to get the fuck out of there, but try and keep trees between us and him.
Still got his bundle of tarry logs.
Yeah, but we got to keep trees between us and him, because if we're out in the open, bad news.
Okay.
I think this time I will attempt to dash and do a dexterity.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check. You grab Scamp willingly grabs on. It is technically, unless Scamp has used their movement to get onto you, it's an action to pick Scamp up. So it depends. You could delay until after.
But then you won't be able to
you
hold
won't be able to
movement,
hold,
so you might as well use the action.
Might as well just use the action. Yeah. Okay. So.
Running or
all right.
flying?
So you're flying. So you get 60 feet away with using an action to pick up Scamp. So you are now 80 feet from Toggood. And give me an acrobatics check for weaving between trees, please.
Okay, that's 25.
Okay, you skillfully weave between the trees. I'm going to say Toggood can still hit you, but has disadvantage because of the tree cover.
Fair.
Actually, would this be disadvantage or just a plus? No, it'd be disadvantage. Okay, Dai goes next. Dai grabs onto Celestia and goes eep and vanishes. You can still feel him hugging your chest.
Okay.
Celestia.
I'm going to go, that's a cool trick. And then I fly the fuck away.
Okay, you get 420 feet away. So
I'm trying to think, do I want to do anything? Yeah, I'm going to take a risk, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look at Toggood and go, get away, you big stupid fuck, and I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers at level 2.
Okay.
Natural 20 on the save. He doesn't run.
Shit, that would have been so good if he'd run.
Nice.
Oh, that's literally why I did it. But hey ho, I mean the damage is almost pointless. But hey ho, I'll do it anyway.
All out of spells, otherwise I'd command again.
That is 11, so half to 5 if we're rounding down.
He kind of shudders for a moment. You see a gout of very deep red, almost sort of blackish coloured blood burst out of his nose.
And then I'm going to fly away for my remaining 60 feet.
60 feet. Are you going above or below the tree line?
I mean, what I want to do is go above and then dip down at the last minute, but I don't know if he'll allow that. Probably not, I would imagine. Athletics check?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Cool.
It's functionally the same either way, because it's about dodging trees.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'll go below the trees then if it's the same. 19.
That's fine. You pop up and sort of bop down at the end without getting caught.
Cool.
You're still again within range of Toggood, but with disadvantage because of the cover.
Because of all the trees, yeah.
Scamp.
Can I aim a fireball at the things he's holding next to his hands? So the tar around his hands.
Okay. Yep. It's a small target, but you can still try and aim for it.
I'm still in my armour, so let's see if that. Oh,
Let's
that's
see if
fine.
you can. Okay.
That's a
10
19.
concentration.
You've been so lucky on these checks, mate, so far. Touch wood.
Got a lot of
I rolled the
constitution.
2 ones, but
True.
I was inspired at the time, so it was fine. Okay, so firebolt to hit. Do I have disadvantage because of the cover, or is it all right?
You do, because if he has disadvantage hitting you, you have a disadvantage hitting him.
That was a 20.
Still alright though.
That makes a 19, so it still should hopefully hit.
Just enough.
Horrifying.
roll fire damage as you set the tar.
7.
Okay, you do 7 points of damage, and then all of the tar goes on fire.
Nice.
I move around his hand so it's not just easy to throw a flaming thing at us.
Thing is, like, he's carrying a whole bundle of tar, like the whole bundle of tar balls just that's now on fire.
I have fireball left.
That would be so good.
Okay, so that's.
I have nothing left but cantrips.
Oh god.
Roll me 2d6. We'll call it for the damage to Tolbert from carrying a flaming bundle.
6.
Okay, take 6 more points of damage, which is important. Yeah, fuck it. No, he's not stupid enough to carry on to most of this bundle of flaming stuff. So he drops all but one of the logs.
Okay.
Takes an aim at Corzin's carrying you, Scamp. Takes an aim at you, and shot puts this huge ball, this huge flaming log.
So much trouble if it hits.
That was a natural 20 and an 18 with disadvantage. A natural 18.
Mate, you've rolled so well today.
Fucking hell, these 2 dice just hate you today.
Who's that against?
That's
you guys.
That was against
which?
I mean, it was against Corzin because he's the one flying. So, Corzin
is unconscious.
You take, so 1. Fucking hell! You take 27 points of bludgeoning damage.
Jesus.
Okay, hang on.
Are you awake? Probably not.
27.
We haven't had a short rest.
Yep.
We've just been moving.
The good news is that.
Hold on, I gotta work this out. I don't think I am, but.
Yeah, so there's good news and bad news. The good news is the strength save to resist the tar is easier because the tar is on fire and therefore a little bit more runny. The bad news is it's on fire. So you take an additional 6 points of fire damage.
Me.
No,
Corzin's unconscious anyway.
Okay, so...
Sam, is Corzin unconscious?
No, Corzin's not unconscious.
I'm fairly certain he is, but...
he should be.
Last time he got hit.
Oh, I thought you'd healed since then. Okay.
We haven't short rested.
No, I'd been given some healing by
I healed him a
Celestia,
bit,
but that's...
It's like 9, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In which case, whack! Corzin is smacked out of the air and thumps into the ground.
What was the total? What was the total?
27.
27.
Plus 6, wasn't it?
Plus 6, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I would
33.
be...
Yeah, 33.
Minus 19.
Okay, you are...
I mean, you're at 0.
You're
That's
at
how it works
0,
in
but it's not enough to kill you outright.
Yeah, no,
which is the important thing. Scamp, you... give me an athletics check, just in case.
Athletics?
Yeah.
18.
Sorry, acrobatics I meant, but either way, that still
21.
hits. You take 4 half to 2 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall.
I'm still concentrating.
Yep. Okay.
I'm good.
And you are 50 feet now from Tolgood as he charges forward another 30 feet. Celestia and Scamp are... Celestia and the invisible die are still floating. And still 80 feet away. Speaking of which, top of the round, Corzin, roll me a death saving throw.
Is he on fire or is he...
Am I?
This roll... I guess this would... Yeah, roll me the strength save like in the last moments before you hit the ground and fell unconscious.
Strength save is 23.
Okay, you hit the ground, rolled, the log broke away and the tar with it.
Okay, good.
Okay, so first death saving throw. 9. Fail.
Bollocks.
Okay. 1 fail. Die goes next. Die is just hugging onto you. He's holding action. Die, unless someone suggests... you can suggest courses of action to Die, but right now he's just holding on to you and remaining invisible.
Yeah, fair.
Celestia.
How far is Corzin from me?
Corzin is 30 feet away from you, and actually no, you both got the same distance. So he's actually like 10 feet away, just like not far. Yeah, like he was kind of flying parallel to you.
Okay, but like because he's on the ground, does that still stand? Like,
yeah, you're broadly like call it 15 then for altitude difference.
Cool. So it's like landed in a tree sort of thing.
No, he's landed on the ground, so I guess like 20
still
feet
within the tree line.
Oh, we were with it. Sorry,
yeah, because you were hiding within the tree line.
I'm getting it mixed up with the one where we're way above.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
You've dipped low, so you've seen Corzin where he's landed.
So from where I am, I'm going to ding my foot up onto my xylophone and do a healing word. I'm going to say level 1 because I'm running low on shit. So give me a minute.
Yep.
So that's 5 for Corzin. So not amazing, but you're alive.
Corzin conscious.
I'm up at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And still capable of flight.
Yeah. And
still
is that how it
capable of
works?
flight.
It's your concentration.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got
cool.
to do with the concentration.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how far is Togged?
Togged is 50 feet from both of you.
50 feet.
From all of you.
Okay, I don't want to get any closer to him, so I'm going to do a 3rd level Dissonant Whispers, and I'm going to say, turn the fuck around! And I'm going to see if he does.
Oh, he does!
Yes.
His movement immediately moves 30 feet away and takes full damage.
Yay!
Good.
So he's now 80 feet from all of you. He's turns and immediately runs away.
Oh, that is bollocks damage, though. So that is 6, 8, 12, 17.
17, okay.
Not the worst, but like not great.
You see, as he kind of runs, he's holding his own head, and blood is now leaking from his ears and nose. No, God, no, more.
And then I'm going to fly for 60 feet for my movement.
Okay, you are now 140 feet from Togged.
Again, staying below the tree line. So, do you want a check? For
Yeah,
that?
give me an acrobatics check.
That's a 20 actually.
Okay.
Oh no, 21. Sorry, I can't add.
You weave between the trees, no problem. Scamp, you're up next.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna sort of hold on to Corzin, who I guess is on the floor.
Well, so that's your movement.
And how far away is?
Togged is now 80 feet from you because he ran away.
Do I do damage? Do I try and be smart? Let's just try another minor illusion, and just have the sound of die sniggering from inside like a bush or something.
Roll a deception check. Yeah, roll a deception check, not with disadvantage. You did see him disappear.
Deception. That is a 27.
Yes.
What is his okay, even with a natural 18, that's a failure. Because he's not very wise.
Been some very high rolls.
He
this
now
game.
Togged, you see looks over at the bush. Yeah, okay, he is aware of what like thinking about his motivations. Fair enough. Togged has run back, I guess, to where the pile of flaming logs are.
Minor illusion required a roll. I didn't do that. I keep forgetting it. That's still fine. It's an 11.
Fine. So
it's really hard to remember. Yeah.
You watch as Togged gets back. He didn't take. Yep, no, he didn't during that round. So you watch as Togged's sort of shaking his head. The burns on his arm begin to heal visibly up in front of you. He then does himself some damage, however, because you've chased him right back to where the pile of flaming logs are. So he takes 2 points of damage from picking up a flaming log, and moves back, so he's within 50 feet of Corzin.
How much movement's he got? He was 80 feet away.
He was 80 feet away, but Wait, does it use up his movement or his reaction? It uses up his movement, doesn't it?
Yeah, he has to move up to his full movement away.
Yeah, but does it use up his movement action? That's the thing. Let me just check.
You might have to check in the book for that one.
That's a check for the book.
Yeah.
That would make no sense, because then that would mean that you could, if he didn't use up his full movement, he would run his movement away, and
actually,
then he could just run his entire
he
movement
uses
back.
his reaction to move as far as its speed.
We've missed something.
Yeah.
The creature doesn't move into obviously dangerous ground, such as fire or a pit, so he wouldn't have moved into the fire.
He wouldn't have moved into the fire. He's moved near it.
But he might have picked one up anyway.
Yeah, he's moved near it, and it's now he's now taking the damage
Cool.
to pick one up. He's aware, like he's willing to take. He's sufficiently healthy that he wants to try and chase you away from his prize. So he does still have his movement. So he's going to move. He's going to move the 30 feet. Where did you put the bush? It was within 30 feet of you.
Yeah, but off to the side a bit.
So okay, so I'm going to say he only moves 15 feet closer then. So he's 65 feet away from you.
Okay.
Call that. No, he actually wants to check. Because he moves kind of directly towards where the bush is. So he is going to call it that. Do the maths in my head. He's still going to pick up the log and chuck it with. Yeah, it's just beyond 60 feet, so I'm going to call it with disadvantage at Corzin.
He's prone anyway, so it would be disadvantage.
True.
Yeah.
Yep, but Corzin's the flyer, and he doesn't understand magic enough to know that it's Scamp's the one holding it. So.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
No, that's a 12.
Good, because Corzin's on 5 hit points.
It flies over Corzin, smacks into a tree, and sort of bursts into flames.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Narrowly missing Scamp in the process. Oh God, no more! Okay, that's
Love you doing giant language. It's really fun for reasons that I can't quite explain.
Corzin, you're up.
Okay.
Scamp is kind of straddling on your back at this point.
Alright.
He does use half your movement to get up, annoyingly, so...
Yeah.
30 feet and then an additional 60 if you dash.
So you could get 90 feet away, that's pretty good.
I think I'm going to have to do that. There's nothing I can usefully do. Unless, hang on. Where is he in relation to me?
He's about 65 feet away. Currently investigating about to investigate a bush.
Alright, no, it's too
Sounds
far,
like the
and I
best
don't.
day.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not reached the bush. He's not actually close enough to reach the bush yet. But he might reach the bush on his next turn.
Right, no, okay. I was thinking about dropping some bombs on him, but no, I've just got to get away. I'm dashing, I'm getting out.
Okay, you dash, you get 155 feet away. Die is just hugging.
Clinging on.
On. Celestia?
I'm going to fly dash.
You fly dash
Would you like a check for trees?
for trees, and actually causing you as well.
No, not good. 8. Ow!
You get 60 feet before you hit a tree and take a point of bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
You're still 190.
22 for Corzin.
My opium's
You're
gone.
fine.
That's your opium gone.
Yeah, that's my opium. Why one fucking hit point that I rolled on opium? It's happened like 3 times now. So annoyed.
Scamp, you are 155 feet from Tolgud, like Corzin.
There'll be one day where that's all the difference.
Yeah, true.
I'm going to hold a firebolt in case he comes within 120.
Okay. You hold that, and Tolgud, who does not heal on this turn, charges closer to... charges up, call it 20 feet closer, so within 135 feet. Gets to the bush, reaches into the bush, reaches around.
The giggling's still going. It lasts a minute.
Gonna roll an investigation check for him.
It's very funny, I've got to say.
Okay, Tolgud picks up the whole bush, just uproots it out of the ground. He can't throw it on this
It's a
turn.
DC 16 to investigate it and realise it's not real.
Oh, is that the roll? Okay.
Yeah, but he might just decide that it's not there.
He's going to pick up the whole bush because logically that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
It's an old bush, and you see him shaking it like it's a squirrel falls out and scurries away. On your back, on Corzin's back, clutching on your back as you're clutching to Corzin's back.
So okay, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, as always, is freaking out. We don't always cover it.
Poor monkey.
This monkey is having the worst life.
Oh.
Like, Jeffrey is not living his best life.
I think the parrot got off easy.
Togged keeps beating the ground with this shrubbery until he eventually realises that maybe his food and drink dispenser is not inside it. However, that uses up the rest of his turn. Corzin, what do you want to do? You're 135 feet away from this very frustrated Togged.
Okay, I'm going to try and get another 90 feet away from him.
Okay, and
It'd be
to be honest...
120 if you dash, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 120 because you're not using half your movement to get up. Give me an acrobatics check.
Natural 1, but lucky.
Yep.
Hey. God, it's
Fly
so
right
good
for
that
a
you're lucky.
branch.
What is the DC for this?
It's not that high, but what did you get?
Acrobatics, I got an 8. I'm thinking I could use my inspiration. Would that make any difference?
You don't know?
That's the point of inspiration, is you don't know. I mean, you've got 5 hit points. You're going to take damage from hitting a tree. It might be worth using. But it's up to you, though. I don't know what the DC is. It might be 15.
Well, I've got a... Yeah, no, I've got at least a potential of 14. That might be enough. And it is! It's a 14, okay.
Oh.
And just before you hit the branch, you kind of sag for a moment as the exhaustion hits you, and you bop like 2 feet lower and just miss it.
The rainbow spirit comes forward, smacks you in the face, and leaves again to wake you up.
Okay, you've all gotten far enough away that Togged is sufficiently distracted, and now that you've actually got to the point where you're still keeping the tree line, he can't really throw the branches. Okay, I'm going to say that by that point, you continue weaving through the trees, and although you hear more cries of frustration, as this very angry tar troll bemoans his life.
I would like you to scream in giant more often. That would please me.
You eventually zip.
It's really good. I love it.
Through the trees, leaving the misfortunate troll you have robbed.
Who's a really good tracker, so I'm still worried.
Yeah, me too. I think obviously we dash for the rest of the 10 minutes. Because we would.
Okay.
I don't think any of us are stupid enough not to.
No, you continue dashing, cutting a good amount of your travel time on.
We've got to put a couple of miles between us and him.
Yeah, if we can.
You put about what's 100 times 120? Yeah, actually. Yeah, that would be like 1,200. Fuck yeah! No, like a good
12,000 feet.
Yeah, like a good 2 miles.
Awesome.
Okay,
that's
It's really fast.
That's good.
Yeah. Until eventually.
Only if we go flat out.
Yeah.
We get that. But.
And just eventually get a point where you're far enough away from him that you can go above the tree line for speed and not having to duck trees, and you just flat out.
Yeah.
Whee!
And you hear invisibly from your chest. Woo!
Celestia goes.
Eventually, you feel that sagging sensation, and
It's time to land.
settle back down on the ground.
Okay, Corzin lands. Make sure that there's space in front of him. Sinks to his knees, falls forward, and then just at the corner of his mouth, looking up at Scamp, he says, "I need a nap."
Me too.
Out of character for a second, do we have time for a nap?
Well,
when do we have to be back?
You have to be back by dawn. It's just past sunset. It's now dark.
Okay.
The woods are dark. But give me a perception check. Characters with dark vision can do this without disadvantage.
Okay, I'll...
Natural
roll.
20.
6!
Okay, looking up, you can see there is one of the tree boughs is covered with mistletoe, through which is woven the blue flower of widow's tears. You are back within the region claimed by Amman.
Let's get back.
Yeah.
Alright, Corzin drags himself to his feet.
You can get on my back if you like.
With a loud, die reappears. Let's go, V. Whew! Didn't think we'd get to do that twice in a day.
I know, it's the best, isn't it?
Oh. Well, let's all go home for celebratory drinks and waffles.
Waffles sound great.
What's a waffle? Do I want one?
One moment, he reaches through in his pockets and produces a beautiful, crispy brown waffle. It seems to be coated with honey, as far as you can tell.
How long has that been in there?
Yeah, where did you get
that?
I just look for stuff when I find it.
That's very clever.
Yeah, I think there's a way I do it, but I can't really remember.
I'm going to keep walking.
He shrugs and munches on the waffle.
My sweets have gotten really sticky.
They are just a solid mass now of
Stuck
boiled
to your
sugar.
undershirt thing. Yeah.
Stuck to your undershirt.
Yeah.
You know, it's disgusting, don't you?
They're really fluffy.
Yeah.
Let's get back.
And after another half hour of trudging, as you've made a lot of distance in that last pull, you eventually return to the lit torches, silvery torches, and the feasting hall of Anwin the Fair. As the doors swing open at your approach, you can see the feast is once again prepared. All of Anwin's court, the fatlings, the little brightly capped creatures, everything else, the tall tree-like entities, that one giant scarab beetle in the corner, are all hanging out. The fatlings are serving drinks and small just nuts and berries and so on. And Anwin is again seated at his table. Whoa! If it isn't you! And looking down, you can see he's wearing, beneath his robes, which are open, a beautiful waistcoat of what appears to be spun golden thread.
Wow.
Just shining resplendently.
It was a very beautiful waistcoat, might I say.
I know. It's one of the lovely benefits of having a gnomish tailor around. I do so wish I could just keep him. He looks over to Fighty, who is quietly sipping from a horn. Looks up. Hi. How'd your task go?
So well.
The trees want us dead.
Yeah.
They weren't trees, so... Yeah.
We did so much flying.
Anwin kind of glances over, barely pays any attention to Dai. He goes, "Oh, you must be exhausted. I suppose you could always take an early night. Do you want us to... Are you sure you don't want to stick around for the feast, or shall we have food sent to your chambers?"
Do you want some sweets? They were illusions and now they're not.
Well, why not? Come over here.
That's weird. Okay.
Steps over and he reaches down and plucks a few out and puts them into his needle teeth, crunches down on them.
Does anything happen to him?
His tongue is now a little blue from the dye in the sweets.
I've got to
Tasty!
I ate one. The blue one.
You eat the blue one. Roll me a constitution save.
It's the ultra sours,
25.
isn't it?
They are... These... It's like aniseed and it's like really aniseed.
I love aniseed.
It's like burn a hole in your mouth kind of aniseed.
Yes.
And you look around and you can see that you can see some weird shit. There are like a whole bunch of extra figures. You look around and you can see that there are other figures seated at seemingly empty spots all along the banquet tables. Just again looking like not dissimilar to the little gnome figures. Some are more like seem to be made of flowers and such, and they are leaning over, and some of them are picking at the food. Although the food doesn't really seem to The food seems to just disappear, and they left almost like a ghostly version of the food.
I wave at one.
Celestia, you look and you see Scamp waving at just one of the kind of rose petal-like figures that you've seen sitting around the banquet table.
Had I put together that was a spirit before?
No, you had not.
I'm going to wave the rainbow spirit at Scamp, just subtly, just like flicker around.
You can
my
see there is
fingers.
this weird, like, ribbon of rainbows.
Poke it!
Can you
It kind of pulls away for a moment.
Can you see this?
Yes.
You can't normally see this.
No.
You look around, there is an octopus on Corzin's shoulder. It looks at you, shrugs.
I shrug back.
It shrugs again, but slightly more ambivalently.
I want to know what happens if I have one really badly.
Can you see
Would
that?
you like a fluffy sweet?
Yes, I really would.
Do you take another of the blue ones, or do
Yeah.
you take a differently coloured one?
I want to take the same one to see what
Okay.
it does to somebody who can see spirits.
Okay, give me a Constitution save.
Lol, lol, lol. Oh, it's a 14.
Your mouth burns from the amount of aniseed. It is. You take 2 points of fire damage.
Jesus, what fucking sweets are these?
And about half of the figures in the room, which you realise the spirits, and your own rainbow spirit and everything, all of the colours just become a little bit sharper to them. Nothing else changes.
Okay.
Someone turned the contrast up.
Yeah. Like the contrast has gone up on them. It's also gone up on Anwin. And Dai. Even Scamp is looking a little bit more a little more bright. Although Scamp has always looked a little bit more present to you ever since episode 1, where I first mentioned it.
I remember. I do remember.
When you first mentioned it.
The rainbow spirit is like making friends with Scamp, by the way, like wrapping itself around their shoulders and like fiddling about with their hair and stuff, having a lovely time.
This lasts for about an hour before you kind of blink a couple of times, and all of the spirit friends have gone.
Sweet.
Oh wow.
Give me another Constitution save.
That's less good. Dirty 20.
Okay, you still swallow down the incredibly hot sweet, and again.
I'm tempted to do stupid things. Really, really stupid things.
But now the main course as always. And you see again the fatlings are rolling up, turning a huge spit and rising up out of the fire. Turning on the spit is again a roasted naked female wood elf. And they begin carving out the meat. There seems to be less of an expectation for you to join the sit-down meal after your initial night.
Turn to fight and go, it's just the first night, isn't it?
No.
I mean, you can the first night's the most important one, yeah.
We're not going to grow pigtails.
After the first night, you can kind of say you just want to go to bed early and eat your own rations. That's fine.
Sissy does a big theatrical. I'm so fucking tired. I have to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a long day.
Drained.
Goodness.
Corzin says, I need to go and tend to my wounds.
Oh well.
And wanders off.
That's all right. I'll see you in the morning for the second task.
Looking forward to
Good
it.
job today, though. As you leave, just a wisdom check from everyone.
Check, okay.
That's something I'm so good at. 10.
16.
Also 16. Snap.
Okay, Corzin and Celestia, you notice again as you're taking one last glance back as you're stumbling off to your rooms, which remain the comfortable four-poster beds.
Oh, lovely.
That they are again stripping the body of flesh, but collecting and setting the bones to one side.
There were bones in the trees, though, weren't there, at one point? Or I swear there were bone somethings.
Yes, that was these kind of warning chimes, like bone chimes of
That's what
the
I'm thinking
wood
of.
elves.
Oh, okay.
Are literally,
Those were the wood elves.
Oh,
Right.
you recognise the language, I believe.
Yeah, I did. I remember.
But yeah, no, you can see just every bone from the roasted female wood elf is again collected and neatly stacked and taken away. With a 16, yeah, the wood elf looks very similar to the wood elf that was the night before as well.
It's fucking weird.
As you return to your rooms, you find that your clothes, freshly cleaned and pressed, have been laid out on the bed for you.
Oh. I keep the helmet on for a bit.
Okay.
I'll put my own clothes on.
I put my own clothes back on and then spend a bit of time putting selective rips into the nun's outfit so that it becomes quite risque. Like ripped quite far down the front and a big slash in the thigh and like, backless, all that shit, and then hang it up for whoever finds it.
Fair enough. None of you actually tried to take your clothes off before sundown, so they come off quite easily.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay.
Scamp, you may add to your inventory one goat demon helmet.
Yes.
One steel goat demon helmet.
So keeping that.
You don't get the disadvantages of wearing a full set of what would be if you were wearing the full set of armor. If you just wear that, you just look really fucking weird.
I so don't keep the nun's outfit. That does not happen.
Corzin, do you keep
Corzin would take the armband off and just throw it away.
You settle down, fish out some of your own rations to eat, and slumber. Again, you find yourselves drawn into dreams. Celestia, you find yourself dreaming of a great abyss across which there stretch webs of steel chain. There's a part of you that feels uncertain as to whether to cross those chains or stay here in the comfortable nest you've built for yourself. Corzin, you dream of sitting on the edge of a pier, dipping your toes in the water with a long fishing rod, sitting by your brother and sharing a bottle of beer. You glance back at one point and you swear you see a giggling goat horned figure walking past a nearby street with like an armful of halfling girls like on either arm. He's scaled down to halfling size as well.
It's fucking weird.
Is it die?
You only catch a glimpse of him for a second. Give me an insight check.
Okay. That would be a 5.
Yeah.
Nah. Just go on figure. Could be a tiefling, could be die. Probably not Scamp, but you're not sure.
The armful of girls, probably not.
Yeah. And Scamp, you dream of an empty frame and darkness around you and a sense of longing. As the world begins to crack, you awaken. Your clothes have not been taken away to be cleaned. They are still where you left them. And each of you arises to a new day, the 3rd of Full Frost. And once again, you find yourselves heading out. Fighty is already supping at the breakfast table, restored again to his comfortable clothing, comfortable and extravagant clothing. And Anwin is there as well. Again, a selection of just sort of vaguely healthy breakfast materials have been brought out. Again, lots of milk and honey prevails, with one exception where you can see Dai is lounging on just like this chaise longue that seems to have been dragged out from somewhere and is surrounded by platters full of cakes, icing-covered treats. He has a huge wooden... he still has his wooden bowl in his hands and is just chugging what seems to be some sort of effervescent white wine. He's just having, breakfast
The
prosecco.
best time, apparently.
Like, oh, hi there!
Hello!
You see, Fighty is kind of dividing his attention between the bowl of basically granola and a small slice of cake. And he does actually have a horn full of of Prosecco.
Because fuck it, why not?
Fantasy Prosecco.
Yeah.
I want some Prosecco.
I want fantasy Prosecco.
And he floats out. Hey, do you guys want a drink?
Yes. Fuck it.
Have you got your own cups or goblets or similar?
I assume I have.
You do. You all have canteens and so on.
Yeah.
And he snaps his fingers 3 times, and they all fill up with Prosecco.
Excellent. I'm having fucking Prosecco for breakfast, and nobody can stop me. I'm sure something terrible is going to happen, but I'm doing it.
It's fizzy and weird.
It is fizzy and weird, and it's not the best quality. Like you probably the only one of you who's actually tasted sparkling wine like this before would be Celestia. It's
Definitely,
it's not the best you've tasted.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I'm not sure Corzin would have come across this. I mean, he would know of it.
Yeah, it's perfectly acceptable sparkling wine.
Thank you. Cheers.
That's all right. Oh, it's so nice to move my legs.
Corzin takes a gulp of it and then burps loudly.
God, you're so uncouth.
So
fizzy though.
Yes.
What are we doing today? At this point, Anwin, who has not been indulging in the morning prosecco, just has a silver goblet of, as far as you can tell, clear water. Sip, puts it down. Good morning. Today I have a second task for you. Again, I need you to go and get something for me. You see, some time ago, I lent my old cauldron to someone. And I'd like you to go and fetch it back for me. They might be, and you know how it is with debtors. They can be a bit reticent sometimes about giving it up. So if you can just get it and bring it back. As always, you have until dawn to do this. The cauldron is in the hands of a lovely wood elf lady called Rhiannon of Rhiannon's Grove. Which
the one right nearby?
Yes, you can find it about 2 hours northwest, and he points.
Oh, goody.
I get it now. It's a direction, not instructions. Northwest.
Yes. But yes, that's pretty much it. If you can get me my cauldron back by dawn.
What does it look like, just in case they have more than one cauldron?
It's a big old black cauldron. He sort of gestures. It's the form he gestures is bigger than Corzin. Like you could fit Corzin. You could fit a couple of Corzins in there comfortably.
Is it very heavy?
It's not as heavy as it looks. I suppose you could, probably one of you could carry it. Any one of you, really.
Great.
It seems just about strong enough. Couldn't be a bit bulky, maybe if you strapped it to your back.
Do you know how many wood elves are in there?
Oh, it's a fair-sized settlement. Probably upwards of 500.
Do you know which part of the settlement this cauldron would be in?
Oh, I imagine it would be in Rhiannon's own hut.
Oh, right. So probably right in the middle, yeah?
Most likely.
In the most fancy hut, yeah?
Yes, that would seem likely.
Oh, good. Lovely.
Wood elves aren't generally well disposed to people like us.
There is a bit of a reputation, yes.
We can be very charming, though.
We can.
I think we're going to have to be.
Yeah.
We could fly in. There's only so many times that's going to work.
Yeah. I think they'll have arrows, darling.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely one for solving all our problems with flying.
I mean, who isn't?
I know, right?
I mean, he's not coming, is he? Is that happening?
Can I come?
Can you be quiet? Can you make us all invisible?
Yes and no.
I don't believe the yes. Why don't you be backup and wait here until we need you?
Yeah, I can do a really good spell where I can talk to you in your brain.
Oh, that seems like sort of fun, but not as fun as just kind of like following you and seeing what you get up to.
I mean, I could send you weird little messages and you could try and decode them.
Ooh. Ooh.
Or you could be our scout team and go around the other side to scout out information while we go in the other side.
That sounds great!
That would be really good, actually. We need a scout.
I would absolutely be up for scouting.
You look like a good scout.
But you got to be careful, because if they catch us, then it's bad news for everyone.
I mean,
Ooh,
I think
right.
Di is far too charming to be caught by wood elves, personally.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm up for that.
If you get caught, we'll get you out. And if we get caught, you've got to get us out, okay?
Seems fair.
Yeah. Because we're friends, aren't we? We've got each other's backs.
Friends! Oh
I like making
my
friends. Me too.
goodness! I haven't had friends in ages! Friend drinks and he refills, he just snaps his fingers and your glasses refill.
I'm going to have more Prosecco. Cheers to new
Cheers!
friends.
He knocks
Clonk.
back his own bowl of Prosecco.
I'm going to light up some breakfast opium while I'm sat here.
Like, ooh! And he snaps his fingers and your pipe refills after you've smoked it.
Oh, so I don't have to take a dose off. That's amazing.
Because you have
That's
you
well
have
good.
a magic fawn who can just create narcotics with you.
I rolled a nat 20 on my save.
Okay, you're fine.
Brilliant.
You're on my hit points.
Weirdly, the pipe today.
Yes, I rolled a 6 on my hit points. It's the best fucking opium ever.
Yeah. Weirdly, today this is the cleanest, smoothest opium you've ever smoked. Fighty looks up. And what'll the favour be for me today? I'm so glad you asked. Fatlings! And
More gold.
the fatlings bring out a huge vat full of what looks like liquid metal, which you recognise, those of you, because you've seen it before. I've actually, Scamp, you recognise this because you regularly use it to create your floating disc. Is a it's a vat of mercury. I want you to spin me some breeches from Quicksilver.
I want Quicksilver.
By dawn.
I mean, they'd be very
Right.
poisonous trousers.
Very poisonous trousers, yeah.
I want poisonous trousers.
They sound amazing. Look at Fighty and go, good luck, darling.
Well, you know, I've had challenges before.
Yeah.
Guess I better get the old spinning wheel up.
Hey, you can't get eaten doing sewing, though.
Well,
You don't know a lot about tailoring, do you?
Fucking nothing, darling, no. Right, I don't actually want to know. I've reached my weird threshold, and it's
but we
only
just woke up.
I've only been awake for 20 minutes, and I've already reached my threshold for
Let's
weird
go
shit. So
steal
please
a
don't tell
cauldron.
me what you're talking about. Let's go steal a cauldron.
Good idea. If I can give you some advice,
Yes.
we've got about 3 days of rations left for when we leave. If you get the opportunity to stuff a bit more just dry rations or whatever, or get some more water, do.
Okay, we're going to need lots of food, are we?
We might. We might not need much, but we might. Just be ready, just in case.
Okay.
I've got so many sweets. I don't recommend you eat them.
They seem pretty spicy. I'm not necessarily that inclined.
They are fun, though.
Yeah.
But we should probably get some food that isn't sweets, because you can't actually just live on sweets. So it's
Want to bet?
No one's
No,
proven it.
I don't want to bet anything. I don't make bets anymore. I've had bets and bargains ruined for me forever.
Fairies. snuff, and he snaps his fingers, and a pile of just pixie dust appears, and he just snorts it up one nostril.
How do you make fairy dust?
You grind up pixies!
Right.
Alright.
Woo!
So that shit turned you invisible.
Well, like this, and he snaps his fingers and disappears.
Oh, it was cool.
Silence.
Right, let's go.
You step on out and begin heading your way out north, northwest. The
So we head to Rhiannon's Grove.
journey, indeed. The journey takes you out, up, heading northwest.
On the way there, I would like to turn to Corzin and Scamp, and hell, die if he's still there. Because
You have no idea. I mean, give me a
Fuck
perception check.
I'm going to roll 1 too.
18.
21.
21.
Yeah.
There's a moment where you swear you hear a twig snap, but you look around and you can't see or hear anything.
Fair enough. And I'm going to say, let's go and kill some fucking wood elves, and I'm going to give them all 5 temporary hit points. Big rainbow fro comes out my hair. Hooray!
Nice.
So have 5 temporary hit points. You can also move if you want, but we're kind of just walking somewhere. So if you want to like run
There's
a
a
little
spring in
circle
your
to
step for a
yourself,
few seconds.
you can. But
I think I learnt some new spells the other day, but I feel
Okay.
weird using them.
what do you
Because
mean?
it upset you when the man whose skull you jumped on a lot.
Oh yeah, that fucker. What
I
about
think
him?
I can do that now.
What do you mean?
The things he did, I think I can do the same.
Not the stuff where you maybe sit on him and all that shit.
Well, that was creepy, but I made the giant walk away. I couldn't do that before.
Okay.
And I just wanted to make sure you weren't going to jump on my skull. I mean, I don't think you will, but I don't want you upset
Your
either.
skull isn't good for jumping, don't
No.
worry. No,
It's really pointy.
I wouldn't jump on your skull,
I
whatever
know,
you did.
but I didn't want to upset you if I use it.
I mean,
Doesn't seem like a good thing to do to people.
I'm not sure I can give you any advice on that, because the thing is, I can do it. You've seen me do it.
I think I did something like it to you when we first met, but less.
I know.
But I don't think it's a good thing to do to people.
You're so right. But I've been able to do it for a long time.
It might be really useful today.
It is really useful. To be honest, it's one of those things that I've always tried not to think about too hard. Because I learned how to
Abilities
do
aren't-
it. What?
There are some abilities which are easier to be bent to not good things, but as far as I've ever been able to determine, no ability, no matter how big or small, is inherently good or evil. It's how people choose to use them.
I do not agree with you there.
Taking someone's mind doesn't seem good ever.
Well,
I
no.
can't tell you not to. I do it all the time. Even my shit where I make people bang their heads against the wall. That's fucked up if you think about it too hard.
It can't be much worse than chucking fire at their heads.
True.
Would you do it to someone who wasn't directly threatening you?
It only really works if they're not actively threatening us.
I was speaking to Celestia, but
I can't pretend I
point.
haven't.
I know it'll be easier if they're not aggressive.
I mean, I have a funny history with charm
I'm still
spells.
really tired.
Charm spells are weird because obviously there was some fucked up shit in the Ebon Guard with them, but I've also been able to do them for ages. They've always been a thing I could do. It helped a lot with certain things, but
we're in a tight spot at the moment. I'm not gonna make excuses for you, but if it helps you sleep better at night,
That's not going to happen. I'm not going to stamp on your head. Okay, it's
No,
fine.
I know, but I didn't want to upset you. I just wanted to check first.
How are you this bothered?
Because it doesn't feel right.
You might be the best person I've ever met.
I'm definitely not. I've blown a lot of people up.
I don't retract my previous statement.
We need to make you meet some nice people.
Agreed.
You two are nice.
Try.
Charmed.
Yeah, I can't tell you whether to use them or not. That wouldn't be right.
I thought I should let you know I have them at least.
Thank you. Not honestly sure you should be respecting my feelings on this matter this much, seeing as I fuck people up with them all the time, but thank you.
They did that and they didn't need to. That's a mark of how strongly they feel about it. Is that right? Is it fair to say, Scamp?
Sure.
Oh, I'm not used to decent people.
Get used to them. It's important. A lot of people are, in spite of the world being anything but most of the time.
Yeah, you've really floored me here.
Should we go steal a cauldron?
Yeah, let's go steal a cauldron.
I'm not sure if they're good or bad people, but...
They eat people.
They eat people, but so did we the other day.
Only a little bit.
Only a little. That makes it fine. Let's go.
Fucking hell. Sister has a big long draft of whiskey and has trouble making eye contact with either of you for a while.
Curiously,
Corzin
the whiskey is just stronger and more flavourful than ever.
I take another swig. It's delicious.
Tastes great. There's a smoky aftertaste. So, you journey on until you find yourselves approaching again another of these long chains of bone, just marking out the edge of Wood Elf territory.
Time to go quietly.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Before we get too close, can I take a second to change into my less flashy outfit, please?
You do.
Thank you.
You no longer have disadvantage on your stealth checks.
Yeah, I don't want I think I'd have worked out that people can see me more in my fucking white boots.
Yeah. So, you make your way forwards. You're proceeding quietly, so can I have stealth check?
And we've got our stuff back, haven't we?
You've got all your stuff back.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll a stupidly large
no.
dice.
Do-
'cause I get
Do I
advantage.
have advantage because of the boots of Elvenkind?
You do!
Oh, neither of those are great.
That's a 16 from me.
17.
That's
And
a
disadvantage to be seen.
22 from me.
And Jeffrey's under the cloak.
Yeah, Jeffrey takes your save. So, as you begin making your way through, you're working deeper into these high sort of pine woods. The forest is thick and dark as before, and there is still that ominous quiet. The snow is a little bit less, just from the thickness of the trees reducing the amount of fall, and you take care to move in such a way as to minimise your tracks than the sound of crunching snow. Silence. Just for the hell of it, Anyone who's keeping an eye out can make a perception check.
I think we all
Yeah.
would be, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
13.
7.
Perception 22.
Okay. So, 22. Corzin.
Mhm.
As you're making your way forward through the dim lit trees, you're the only one who spots I'm going to say there are 2 figures barely visible. You just see a flash, just a quick flash of movement between 2 trees, easily a good 150 feet away, and then another 150 feet away in a different direction. Soundless. Again.
I gesture to the others.
What?
Up there. Past those trees.
Do we see them when he points them out or not?
You can take another check with advantage.
Okay.
They don't make noise when they move like me.
11.
12.
Don't see them.
Still can't fucking see it, mate. I'm not going to lie to you.
Trust you they're there, though.
Again, another point of another moment where you just see just a flicker of difference in the texture of the shadows. It feels like, Corzin, you feel like one of the, if you're heading broadly northwards, which you are, you feel like one of them is about 100, let's call it 140 odd feet off towards the west. The other one seems to be flanking the opposite direction. It's about 140 feet off towards the northeast, but as you can see, it's moving southwards.
They're circling around, keeping their distance, stalking us.
Okay. I mean, do we attack? They haven't done anything yet.
If we attack...
When did I start giving a shit? What have you guys done to me? Fucking hell.
But if we attack, we lose the ability to potentially go in peacefully.
And quietly, more to the point.
Well, they know we're here.
True. I mean, we were never that stealthy, were we?
I don't know, really.
Oh, speak for yourselves.
I mean, this is... I mean, yeah,
You were
you've
pretty
always been
stealthy,
fine.
but it seems these
We ruin everything
figures-
for you.
You were all pretty stealthy. It just seems like these figures are quite keen-eyed.
I mean,
They know the woods probably better than anyone.
I know this is bullshit considering the conversation that we've just had. Obviously, like, I'm talking as quietly as I possibly can, but for the microphone we can't. So just if that affects anything for DMing, just so that you're aware that's happening.
Yeah.
I know this is absolute bollocks considering the conversation we've just had, but I do have that spell where I can just make someone do something. So if we can find a way to get to Rhiannon, I could just get her to give us the fucking cauldron.
If it stops lots of people, including us, dying, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
She's an elf, though, like you. Don't you have a natural resistance to that sort of thing?
Yeah, a lot of them do. I mean, mine's not necessarily natural.
Make an intelligence check.
Me?
No, Celestia.
Oh, right.
Fucking 5? No, 4. Jesus.
You've no idea. Your resistance is born of years of harshness and training. It all depends on whether you believe that wood elves would subject themselves to that level of experience to protect themselves.
I mean, I'm going to say this to you two. I mean, mine isn't an elf thing. It's I got trained to know how to throw that off. I mean, wood elves seem like fucking nutters. They might train the same way.
I don't think it should be our first resort. Put it that way.
Also, the thing is, it's not It's not a
Corzin,
charm.
You're
Exactly.
keeping an eye
I've-
out.
well,
So,
never
sorry,
mind.
I'm just interrupting because of this. Corzin, you're keeping an eye out. The one that was on towards the northeast is now to your southeast, and is sort of halfway circle, is now blocking off your retreat to the south. Still 140 feet away. Sorry, carry on.
So they're trying to like.
Can't remember what I was saying.
I'm very sorry.
It's alright. No,
They're
I've
trying to
literally
corral
no
us.
idea what I was saying.
Sorry, I distracted you from this one.
It's fine.
Sorry, I'm terribly sorry.
That's okay. Just please let me finish sentences, otherwise I just forget where I was in them.
You were
Nope,
talking about
nothing.
how it's not natural for you. It's down to years of training, and maybe the wood elves potentially would have something similar because they're crazy.
Oh, I was about to say, also this isn't necessarily a charm effect. It's a bit bigger. The spell card wording, we were just looking at this, me and
Yeah.
Robbie, the spell card wording says creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this effect. But I
Okay.
don't think it's
No, it's
suggestion, so I don't
resistance.
think it's a charm effect.
Right.
Let me look at the spell
Is the
description.
thing.
Because the spell description has a bracket where it tells me what
Yes,
the effect is.
please do. Because on the spell card it doesn't,
The odds
obviously.
are she'll be resistant, but that's not the same thing as...
Yeah.
It is an enchantment, so...
But is it a charm, is the thing.
uh,
Because if it's not a charm effect, that's different. It says creatures that can't be charmed are immune. But, like...
Which implies it is, but
It
it's not clear.
implies that it is a charm
It's-
effect.
it's
so you would
completely up
have
to you,
If
yeah.
I would say, yeah, if you're resistant to charm, you are resistant to
suggestion.
suggestions.
Cool,
You have
cool,
advantage
cool.
on the saving throw.
Alright. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it depends what training she's had. Elves are weird. Especially, weird, isolated ones that don't live with anybody else. I'd imagine it'd be similar. But I don't know. I know wood elves are batshit anyway.
How much would Corzin know about wood elf temperament in general? Are they likely that? Well, we kind of established that, haven't
I
we?
think
So
we
we
talked
established
about
that you
this,
don't
yeah.
really know.
Okay.
I mean,
don't
if
like
we
this.
end up with her, it's worth a try, I think.
We've no guarantee that they won't just try and kill us on sight, but if
Well,
they
we've got to
haven't
go in
attacked
there
us
to
yet,
some capacity, haven't
Well,
we?
they've already seen us.
I mean, yeah.
all right. For now, I think the best course of action is to keep going, but keep an eye on where they are.
Die.
There's no response. And Corzin,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye on who's got the high enough passive perception.
Yeah.
And this is the first time they've flubbed it.
Yeah.
You realise that the one that was to the west is now you just see a flash of it and you realise one of them, the one that was to the west, is now about 30 feet away from you, behind a tree, and you just see them run what seems to be a match along a strip of bark tied to their clothing, and you realise you just get a glimpse of this figure. It's garbed in armour made of boiled, treated, just hide and leather, but it is painted in dull greens and browns in slightly kind of striped and mottled effects, so as to essentially pretty much a camouflage type of
Yeah.
effect.
Khaki type stuff.
And has a long cloak, which is again, they've actually this one, the cloak they're wearing is striped and mottled whites and greys, as if to blend in with the snow. But there is a strip of bark along one of their forearms, a bit like a bracer, and you see them strike this match functionally across it. It lights, and you realise in the same hand as the bark, they're holding a large little clay pot with a fuse on the end.
Shit.
Roll initiative.
Oh.
That is 14.
11.
7.
We have rolled such bad initiative today.
Oh,
Like,
a couple of
every
good ones.
single
I rolled
one
20
of us.
at the first time.
We had
I rolled
one
a natural
round
20
where we
the
were
first
really
time.
good.
Fucking hell. Don't worry, everyone else has been rolling terribly on initiatives too. You guys have rolled terribly on initiative, and everyone else except for the mimics has as well.
Yeah, the mimic's way pissed with most.
The mimics rolled some crazy initiative. Okay, so that means that Celestia, you go first.
So I go before the wood elf.
You go before the wood elf, and I'm going to say...
And I guess I'm clever enough to notice the match and the...
Yeah. Corzin has sort of instinctively looked up, and you followed his eye line. So you can see the one... Yeah. They've got you can just... Getting a quick glance at their equipment, you can see they have a bow, a strong composite bow of horn and wood, kind of looped over one shoulder. Mm-hmm. They have a quiver. There seems to be a blade at their side, currently sheathed. But right now their hands are occupied by what you can only assume is a bomb of some description.
How many are there? How many wood elves, not bombs? Sorry. I realised that was
Corzin has mentioned too that he was able to see the last...
Yeah, is this one new, or is
this one appears to be the one that you saw that was to the west. To the west.
Okay, so I'm going to go for what I can see for now.
And Corzin has indicated there was one about some distance off to the southeast.
Yeah. I'm going to look at the wood elf.
Yeah.
I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Oh, it's gone. Don't you hate when that happens?
Oh, I hate that so much.
Oh, that was upsetting. I am going to say, put that shit the fuck down. And I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers at level 2.
Okay.
Because let's just fucking go for it. Wood elves are terrifying.
Dissonant Whispers is not an enchantment. Oh, natural 1.
Yes!
So,
oh god, look at this fucking damage, horrible. Mate. 3 1s. And 3 1s and a 3, so that's 6. It takes 6 damage, but it does have to run away.
Okay.
Up to its full movement.
Backs away 30 feet, which is very problematic for it. So it's now 60 feet from you. That's going to make its life difficult. Although we've established that it can move again afterwards. Okay, so the wood elf is now 60 feet and backpedals away. It takes 6 points of damage.
I guess I'm paying for my 3 5s and a 6 that time lately.
Okay, so that makes. Do you have anything else you can do? The 3 of you are currently clumped quite close together.
Unclump, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to move out a bit.
Okay, you move out, kind of keeping the same distance from the wood elf?
Yeah.
Or further away or closer?
Keeping the same distance, and as I move away, I'm going to turn it into a silly twirl. I'm going to look at Scamp, go, like the sort of like pointy gesture where people click their tongue, like the little... Let me do a wink, and you get inspiration, because I'm cool and not a dork, obviously.
All right.
Try to remember to use my fucking inspirations, because at this level they've started resetting on a short rest, so I have to be less sparing with them.
Yeah.
And because they're always a bonus action, it's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So you step away. You're now 30 feet from the other 2. Scamp, you're next, because the wood elves rolled really shit initiatives.
So there's one holding a bomb that's
as far
lit.
as you can tell. It's not yet lit. It's lit the match. It's
it has run further backwards, though.
It's now 60 feet from you.
I would like to throw a firebolt at the bomb.
Oh, okay. Small target, so high AC, but go for it.
Okay.
Oh, mate.
I can't even read that. Okay, I'll put the inspiration on, because it could be enough.
Yeah.
Who knows?
D8.
Where's my D8's gone? Oh, 17.
Just enough. Okay, so...
Am I adding this right? Yes, 17.
Don't really need to roll damage for this. It strikes. There is a... as the little bomb explodes, releasing a cloud of purplish tinted gas.
Well, they know we're here.
Okay, let's roll a Constitution save for the wood elf.
Glad we didn't get a bomb with that shit. Fucking hell.
That is just enough. It does not. Suffer the effects of that. But you see it sort of coughing. It brings up its cloak over its mouth and nose, and starts to stagger out of the 20-foot sort of square billow of purplish gas.
I would like to move so that I am not in the same sort of radius as anyone else. If that happens again.
Yep. Okay. You also move 30 feet away. So you're now all spaced out, so it's like 30 feet Celestia, 30 feet Corzin, 30 feet Scamp.
And... do I want to use my sorcery points now? Is the question. No, not this turn, I'm going to not.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well, the Wood Elf... isn't going to use that effect. Then it's going to immediately stagger out of the gas effect. Oh, now I need to actually check that particular effect and see whether it has to reroll at the start of its save or not, of its turn or not, as well. This okay. Inhaled. Dissipates immediately afterwards. Fine. The purple gas sort of bursts and is almost immediately dispersed by the wind, so it doesn't need to retreat. Instead, it's going to draw one of its arrows, unhook its bow from its shoulder, and fire at. Let's go for Scamp. That is a... what is that? Just double check. Yeah, that's it. So that's a 17 to hit. Okay, so to begin...
Ouch.
So you take 6 points of piercing damage, and this is the first shot it does. And can I also ask you for... how many attacks does it get? Okay, cool. Can I also ask you for a Constitution save?
17.
Okay. You feel a kind of sluggishness enter you for a moment as it hits you, but you shrug it. You shrug the sense of sluggishness off. You are not poisoned.
Oh dear.
This particular figure, though, knowing how many hit dice it has, I think these guys get 3. Yep, it is 3 attacks. So
Jesus.
Draws another arrow, fires again. Still Scamp. That's a 19. Hits. This one does 5. So 8. Nope. That's 9 points of piercing damage and another Constitution save. Because this time you feel a burning sensation enter your...
15.
Okay, 15 is successful, so you take 8 half to 4 points of poison damage. And are not also poisoned, which is nice. First one was worse. And the third one, that was a natural 15 plus such and such. That hits. And 5 points of damage, and it's again Constitution save versus poison.
That's good. 14. How much was the damage, sorry?
So that was 5, and then on top of that we'll add another 13 points. Halved to 6.
Halved to 6 because it's fire.
Yeah, halved to 6
But
because
I'm still up.
Woo!
Okay, that's that Wood Elf's go. The other Wood Elf is going to target Celestia, having seen Celestia do the pull away effect. Actually, no, it's not going to, because Wood Elf priorities. It's going to target Corzin. So Corzin, it's going to attack you.
Mm-hmm.
That's 16 to hit.
Just hits, yeah.
Okay. The arrow just slices by your side, digging through your skin. You take up 11 points of piercing damage and save Constitution save, please.
Okay, Constitution. That is a dirty 20.
Okay, you shrug off makes you feel lethargic where it enters your bloodstream, but you shrug it off.
How many points of damage was it?
It was 11.
11. Okay.
Wood Elf moves 30 feet closer. He's going to fire its other 2 shots at you, Corzin. I'm just trying to drop you. Natural 17 on the first one, and 19 on the second. So
that also hits.
So you take... We'll do the piercing damage first. You take 22 points of piercing damage. And also roll me a 2 Constitution saves.
First one. That's an 8 and a 12.
Okay, you take a total of 22 points of poison damage.
Jesus.
From
so
the 2
much.
poisons that go in.
Fucking hell.
22 points of poison damage addition.
Poison feels really on brand for them, though.
Yeah,
Like,
this
it
is
really
their,
does.
This is their deal.
Also, we're fighting wood elves in the fucking woods.
Yeah.
It's not going to go that well, is it?
Okay.
Okay, I think I'm down again.
Okay.
Jesus.
Calls in kind of twitching and frothing at the points where his wounds are made. Like, just his blood seems to produce this pink froth. Slumps to the ground. And Celestia, the wood elf that no one spotted.
Oh shit.
150 feet away, stands up from its hiding place in the snow.
TPK. TPK. Sorry, I'm just having a moment. I'm going to shut up now.
Fires at you, Celestia, with advantage because no one spotted it. Its first shot. That's a 19.
Oh yeah.
Down by 1 point. I'm down.
Bugger.
You take 12 points of damage and give me a Constitution save, please.
Okay, let me just add that and then I'll do my con save, otherwise I'm going to start doing too many things. Constitution.
Yep.
Ooh, that could be worse. That's a 13, which probably isn't enough, but quite good from me.
That is just enough.
Yes.
Okay, you resist. You shrug off the sort of. You kind of feel your eyes as if kind of lidded, as if they want to close, but you shrug
Hang
it
on,
off.
is it a sleep one?
Yeah.
Elf.
Oh, elf.
Immune to sleep.
You're immune to sleep, so you didn't even need to do that. Fair enough. True. That would actually not be the way to do it. Okay,
Well,
so
do I have advantage against sleep?
no, it just can't affect you.
Okay,
You
I've written
can't
this
be-
down
You
wrong.
don't
Great.
really
Yeah.
sleep, you sort of-
I'm
Can't
having my
magically
2
put to
character
sleep.
sheets problem because Robbie's
You
here and I can't have my
magically
spoilers
put
character
to sleep.
sheets.
This is more like a.
It's up to you. I mean, I made the save either way. But
It's more like an alchemical way of knocking you unconscious, though. Like it's sleep poison as opposed to
like anaesthetic.
Yeah. It's like as opposed to magical.
Oh,
sleep.
that's a DM rule then. That's
Yeah.
up to you.
Oh.
Like, that's
Regardless, it
completely
didn't
fine.
hit you,
The
so
idea that
so it
elves are
saves me
immune
need
to
to know that.
anaesthetic makes the future horrifying.
Oh god.
When surgery becomes a
That would be so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah, no, if it's a DM rule that sleep poisons are different, that's totally cool. Like, fair
Takes
enough.
2 more shots. Seeing that you didn't go down from that, I'm going to assume that anaesthetic probably would work because they shot you on purpose to try and put you out. The other 2 shots aren't going against you, however. Seeing that you're not immediately downed, the third wood elf fires at Scamp. First shot was a natural 20.
Okay, I'm down.
Okay.
I've got 6 hit points.
Scamp just
Oh,
goes
yeah.
boom down. The wound frothers where it's hit. The third, and it holds its third attack ready at you, and calls out in Elvish. Please lay down. Actually, this would be what was this? Please lay down your weapons, and allow yourself to be escorted to the matriarch. Your property will not be harmed.
Oh shit. I'm gonna put down my weapons.
Okay. The elf that was nearby, that you kind of dissonant whispered, rushes over.
I'm gonna say to them,
Yeah.
can I heal my friends?
We will. There's like, wait. Die. You take care of that, Lenwin. You make sure to buy. With our permit, with regrets, we will have to bind your hands while we travel. and you can see the wood elf that was far away rushes over and produces a small clay bottle which he uncorks, and you see the distinctive golden fluid of healing potion within. But before he administers it to Scamp and Corzin, the two of them begin binding Scamp and Corzin's hands behind their back.
I assume the same's done to me.
Yeah, they give you Scamp, Corzin. You're both given healing potion.
Okay.
So while you do both immediately heal, Corzin, you heal 7 hit points. Scamp, you heal also 7 hit points. Both of you make a Constitution save against the drugs that are in there.
That's a 1.
Ooh.
Okay, Scamp, you are...
That's cocked.
Yeah. You are healed, but you're also put to sleep.
Okay.
That's a 9.
It's less than 5, so while you are poisoned, you feel drugged, your reaction's slowed, and you can tell that stuff should have put you to sleep, Corzin, but you're just about resisting actually being dragged under.
Okay.
The others...
I will play like like I'm unconscious though, but keep like one eye cracked open.
Give me a deception check with advantage.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess because they're expecting him to be asleep,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Okay, that is a 14.
Okay. They don't seem to notice. But your hands are still bound behind your back.
Alright.
And they saw Scamp cast, so they also take the liberty of gagging your mouth but leaving your nose and airways exposed. The two elves kind of pick the pair after one of them retrieves your weapons, Celestia, and kind of takes out a rope but offers for you to extend your hands forward to be bound in front of you.
I do so.
In a more respectful manner, and they carefully do so, making sure not to bind them too tight. I do
the thing where you clench your fists up to make your wrists bigger so that they're loose.
You do. And while two of them pick up your companions, kind of lift them over their shoulders in a fireman's lift, while the third one approaches, and they're all kind of wearing helmets, like leather helmets against the cold. But you see one of the one that's there pulls off her helmet, and you can see it's a female elf, and there is a long braid of deep sort of russet hair comes out.
Mm-hmm.
She looks not unlike a high elf. The skin is a sort of more a kind of earthy sort of tone, but also she's wearing makeup, streaks of grey and white and brown smeared across her skin to help.
Like camouflage.
Yeah, it is camouflage.
That's super cool.
She looks at you with piercing blue eyes, like almost ice blue, similar to your own. My name is Miali. Welcome to Rhiannon's Grove. I wish that you had given us proper warning of your arrival, but if you could please come with us, Matriarch Rhiannon will wish to speak with you directly.
Of course. If you don't mind, I'd rather not let my property out of my sight. I'm sure you understand.
Quite all right. We'll ensure that they are properly secured, and then you will wish to speak with her directly. I understand that your ways are, while impure, there has always been a philosophical difference between our kind. Still, though, any elf is welcome within the grove.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear we're not so different.
Come. I shall lead you on. And the 3 wood elves escort the 3 of you deeper into the woods and to the wood elf settlement of Rhiannon's Grove. And that is where we will pick up next time.
Ooh.
Thank you all very much for playing. thank you all very much for listening. And from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs, farewell, fair seas, and natural 20s.
In life you'll find you won't get far when you're stuck in a pit of tar. When flying, watch out for flung trunks, especially if you're flying drunks.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.